Here we go, a chance over to the near side. We're going to have to replay this horn. Down low to the near side they go, battling for possession. Zaka in the offensive end, going to be over there to Middlestad, over to Zaka. Zaka, he shoots, he scores! That's a trick! Didn't have to go, face off, and the gloves drop immediately. We got a fight breaking out here. Kostelic getting some punches up against Sam Carrick. They're right at the center ice. Going to be a big shot and a big win by Mark Kostelic, as he gets ripped down by Carrick after the fight. That's going to be an added penalty. That's going to be a game misconduct, I think, for Carrick. And the Devils are going to clear that zone over to the near side. Here comes Heischer on a chance. A shot denied. Rebound shot. What a save by Carter Hart. Waiting for it is, I believe it's going to be, it's not going to be Marner in front of the net. Here comes a chance. A shot. He scores! This is going to be Paul Cotter on the first shootout, taking it in towards the net. Going to make a shot. Deflected by Carter Hart. Jesper Bratt moving in. He takes a shot. He scores! Jesper Bratt gets the first goal of the shootout. The Devils have a 1-0 advantage. Here we go. Mark Stone. No attempts this season on the shootout. Here's his first. Moving into the near side, over to the far. He shoots, and it's gloved by Jake Allen. Mitch Marner, ready to go. Taking it in from the near side. Working around with speed to the far. He goes, and he scores! Oh, no. Did he double shoot it? Yeah, it's correct. Gloves immediately coming off. We got a fight right here at the beginning. Who is that? Zadorov and number 47, that's Struble, going at it right at the opening whistle. And here we go, Zadorov laying a couple of fists, and it's going to be back against the boards on the near side. A couple of fists going either direction. Still clinging on to each other over on the far side. Now they're all the way back into the Bruins offensive end. Still on their feet, still laying punches. The helmet comes off of Struble, and still laying some punches to Zadorov. And now Struble trying to get back in this fight, but Zadorov is absolutely dominating it, and they break it up on the boards. Up to the top of the zone, over to Mantha, intercepted, and here comes a breakaway chance for the Flames. He shoots, he scores. Connor Zary getting the first goal of the game on a breakaway after an interception. There's the goal horn. There it is. I was wondering when that was going to proc. But yeah. Gonna take the draw and gonna be won by the Pens. That's gonna be Kindle. Up to the near side to Shea. Shea working down low. Gonna try and take it behind the net. Trying to create some room. Over to the far side. To the top of the zone. Over to St. Ivan. He sends a shot. Deflected. Oh, I thought that was in the net. It went over to the far side. Battling down low in front of Chance. A shot. And he's gone!
He will not be denied twice. He will not be denied twice.
Billy Quinn, let's frickin' go. That's how you do it, my boy. Passing back over to Novak. Novak taking it around over to the far side. Gonna try and connect with Chinikov if he can. But here we go. Oh, boy. Here we go over to the near side. Carlton passing across. A chance. A shot. He's done. Guys, win. Let's frickin' go, baby. Stand the kid.
Took it on his
Stand the kid.
took it on his shoulder and said, "Let me just clear this one."
That is how you do it. Stand the kid clearing the Penguins bench. Let's let that horn sing, baby. That is how you do it. The Pens pulling a comeback win off and not blowing it. That is how you freaking do it. That's how the Pittsburgh mother-loving Penguins do it. If they keep playing like this, we'll be covering Penguins hockey late into the summer. Let's go! The Pittsburgh mother-loving Penguins getting a big overtime goal. Ready to roll. Face off in the Pens offensive end. Going to be taken back by the Red Wings. Sider along the far side boards. Up through the far side. Battling into the neutral zone. Taken back by the Pens to the near side. Here comes Crosby. Looking to pass it across. He's a chance. A shot. He's gone! Rose! Front of the net, working with that puck, clearing it out is Kindle. A chance, a breakaway. He shoots. He scores! Igor Chinikov getting his first goal as a Penguin. Let's go, baby! 2-0 Penguins. Woo! Let's go! That is how you freaking do it. How's it going, everybody? I am Jason of JasonsRealm here today, bringing you live play-by-play coverage and reactions to the Pittsburgh mother-loving Penguins taking on the Calgary Flames. How's it going, Invictus? How you doing? And we're joined here by my dad. How's it going, Dad? How you doing today?
All right, I thought you would say, whenever you said the mother-loving Penguins, I would think you would say the father-loving Flames.
No. Where's my terrible towel, too? I need my terrible towel.
I don't know where your terrible towel is.
Down here. The Pittsburgh mother-loving Penguins today getting ready to continue on this West Coast road trip. How's it going, Jeff? How you doing, man? Oh, man. Let's go, Dad. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But the Penguins in game 2 of a 4-game, I believe it is, road trip out west. I know they got the Edmonton Oilers here in about 24 hours out in Edmonton. And then they go to Vancouver on Sunday at 6 o'clock. We'll be live for both of those games. But on top of that, I know they come back next week. I don't recall what day, but I know they are coming back here soon. Meanwhile, the big news for the Penguins tonight. No Tanger and no Carlson. Both of them not happening tonight. And no Ilya Solovyov. He is not playing tonight. We could see him tomorrow in Edmonton, but not tonight in Pittsburgh. Solovyov not able to play tonight, so your defensive pairs are getting rattled again. This is a very big concern I have for this team. We've seen it before. The Penguins make an adjustment on lines or pairs, and they struggle. Look at what happened when Malkin was out. Take a look at what happened, that whole month Malcolm was out was rough. Even when Rust came out, there was a little bit of adjustment. Still was pretty rough. As your voice sounding recovering still, I'm trying to find a new balance. So I'm not going to be as loud and as aggressive. As much as I want to be, it is not really sustainable. So we're going a little bit cooler. We're still going to have our high energy moments. Still feeling a little bit within the voice. But we're just kind of settling in and battling through it as best we can. Absolutely. But yeah, so your defensive pairs shaken up again. You got now, for the first time ever, Parker Wotherspoon paired up with Brett Kulak. Don't yell tonight at all, bro, even if Crosby gets a hat trick. Oh, we'll still have our moments when we get the goals. Don't worry, we'll still have our moments. But I think we're going to be settling into a new normal where we're kind of a bit cooler, still keeping up the fast-paced talk, but being a bit cooler, a bit calmer, more traditional, so to speak, a traditional broadcast, I suppose. But either way, your defensive pairs, you got number 28, Parker Wotherspoon, paired up with Brett Kulak. Then you have Ryan Shea. That doesn't sound right. Is it Ryan Shea? It is Ryan Shea. I don't know why it didn't sound right in my head. Paired up with Jack St. Ivany. And then Ryan Graves paired up with Connor Clifton. Very interesting pairs on that defensive set. But when 2 of your top 4 defensive players are out, you're gonna look very weird. I mean, what are your thoughts going into this game, Dad?
I would see what happens. I mean, they got to make sure that their defense is sound, especially with some of the defensive people out.
Oh yeah, 2 of your top 4 are gone. You basically are down an entire defensive pair, which is rough to say the least. But I'm expecting to see what happens out of this. It should be a very fun game to watch, though. The big thing is, how does the defense play? We got Walker White saying, let's go, Pen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's freaking go, Pens. Ready to get a big win tonight. And I need a big win for all the players in fantasy. I am getting kind of beat up in my NHL fantasy right now. Beat that drum. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, currently I'm getting beat up pretty bad in fantasy. You sound just like 420 Blaze down the podcast. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. My buddy is fading the boys, and he took the Flames money line. Well, that's a mistake he's gonna regret. Just you wait. I totally agree, Walker. I totally agree, man. But yeah, tonight in fantasy, I got Igor Chinikov, Brian Rust, Ricard Raquel, and Sidney Crosby. I got that entire Lucky 7 line. I need that line, and I need Chinikov to get involved as well, because I am losing in fantasy. I am down about 10 points right now, and my opponent has a lot of players at 930 and at 10. So we need a little bit of help from those guys. Little bit of help from those guys to get some help and get some good action going. But if I had to take, and Dad, think about this as I'm talking about it, looking at our starting goalies here, we're going to take a look at a final score prediction. But diving into our final score prediction here for this rush, our goalies, sorry, my bad, if I could speak, we got Stu up against Dustin Wolf. So taking a look at our goalie stats, Stuart Skinner, he is overall in the season 16, 12, and 4 with a 273 goals against average, an 893 save percentage, and two shutouts, timeouts. But in his last 5, he is 4-1. He'll be a high scoring or low scoring. I'm taking a look at the goalies right now to help me adjust that. But Stu, overall, he's let up, let's see, 8 goals in the last 5 games. So in his last 5 games. So it looks like a really solid bet there. I expect maybe a goal or 2 out of Calgary, not a lot. Especially because Calgary did get rid of Rasmus Anderson as part of a trade deal to get Zach Whitecloud and a few picks in basically an attempt to kind of retool, rebuild, get a little bit better in the future, because right now they need it. They need to get better. They need to find a way to get better and younger and more efficient. But that sole loss, by the way, was against the Boston Bruins in a 1-0 game. So in his last 5, Stu has he's been amazing. Absolutely amazing. Meanwhile, Dustin Wolf, he is 15, 19, and 2 with a 298 goals against, 900 save percentage, and 2 shutouts as well. But he is 1-4 in his last 5, including letting up, 10, 18, 20 goals in his last 5. So it would not shock me today if the Pens end up walking away with like a 5-1 victory. I could very well see that. That's kind of my take right now. Is I'm thinking 5-1. I think it's going to be very close to the over/under. I could very well see us getting a high-scoring game, getting out of hand quick, especially because we've seen it before. When the Penguins build a big lead, they get a little soft. They kind of play back on the defense. And the defensive pairings, that could be a big thing as well. You could see Calgary sneak in about 2 or 3 goals. I'm betting on the fact that this team is going to play well defensively despite not having Tanger and Carlson. But I could see it very easily being a 5-3 kind of game as well. Dad, what are your thoughts if you had to take a final score prediction?
I could see where Calgary may get a lot of goals this game because of the defense pairings and, breakaways type things. I could see that. I probably will say,
you got to make a call. I don't see any world where the Pens lose this game, if I'm being honest, but at the same time,
I'm thinking either 4-2 or 5-3.
Do you think the Pens are going to win by 2?
I think so, but I could see 2 or 3 goals where they just are they screw up and turn it over and they just go right on in.
Let's see. First off, we got Invictus saying you should have a free chat bot that will periodically post a link to your Patreon, GoFundMe, and socials. Or I don't got a Patreon or GoFundMe. I mean, there's options through YouTube for anyone that is wanting to. Again, not required at all by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, Rucker did get sent down as part of a reconditioning kind of thing, which I think it's a good thing. Right now, Rucker McGroarty would not be seeing any ice time, so I think it's a good thing for his development. Let him go down to Wilkes, be a top liner alongside Ville Koivunen, and get maybe 20 to 30 minutes of ice time, maybe 25 minutes ice time a game on average. Because right now, if he's in the NHL, he ain't gonna get the ice. He ain't gonna hit the ice like at all, except for, he'll get maybe 30 minutes of ice time in warm-ups, but that's it. He ain't gonna be seeing game action. So I'm not opposed to the idea of sending Rucker down. It gets him some more ability to fix what he needs to work on, take some time to get some practice. Exactly, he could use some development, exactly. And it's more so the fact that what would he get more out of? Low volume ice time at the NHL level or high volume ice time in the AHL? Do a Patreon, Hugo takes a big yeah, I get that Hugo does take a big cut. The big thing is that I don't know what kind of perks I would offer through like a Patreon kind of thing. That's kind of the tough thing for me is like, you know what I mean? I don't know what kind of stuff I can automatically integrate to a lot of things that would not be overtaking
You know what I mean? But I could definitely look into it. If there's enough demand, I could look into it, see what I can do. All that fun jazz. I'm definitely not opposed to the idea. It would just take, it would take a little bit more ideas, from you guys, from me, a little bit of thinking time as to, what we should do and how this should be, gone about. So it's definitely not something I'm opposed to, but obviously, nothing's ever required. This content is free for everyone forever, so we will see here. We are in
Nothing is
the
forever.
My gosh. The only reason it will not be free forever is if Google slaps a paywall on YouTube. Are you happy now? You're a smart guy. You can figure it out. That is true. It's just a little bit, I haven't really put too much thought into that kind of stuff because I just have been focused primarily on the content for you guys. But here we go. First period of action, ready to roll. Pens going from left to right, Flames from right to left, and the Flames win the draw. Up on into the offensive end. Dad would say that this game is over because the Flames won the opening draw, but that's not true. Taking it up along the far side, the Pens take it back to the near side, giving a race into the corner. Crosby going to race down up against number 37, Kuznetsov. Over to the far side, down low, Crosby trying to come away with it. The new guy is not starting. Solovyov is not starting. He's not going to be available tonight. He could be available tomorrow. Rust in front of the net, not able to connect. And the Flames will clear the zone, but the Pen's going to come away with it. Yeah, Ilya Solovyov, he will not be available tonight, but he could be available tomorrow against Edmonton. Keep an eye out on that. But here we go, over to the near side, down low, the Flames out of their own end, working off the stick of Backlund along the near side. Up through the center ice area, going to be a tie-up with Sharon Govich. Going to be freed back, and Crosby's hurt.
Crosby's hurt.
Crosby's hurt on the bench. That is not a good thing. Oh my gosh. Over to the far side, down low, the Flames out of their offensive end, up to the top of the zone. We got a quiet Jason. Yes, we do. I'm trying to keep an eye on the voice, trying to keep it up. Maintaining the voice really is more so what it's about right now. But over to the near side, moving it at the top of the zone is going to be Tommy Novak, passing it across, nobody home, going to be taken right back there off of the stick of number 92, Gradine, into the offensive end. He sends it to the near corner, down around the near side boards. Kept in by Ball at the top of the zone for the Flames, wing to wing, over to the far side, taken back by the Penguins. Back down low is going to be Ryan Shea, looking for some help. Jackson Ivany out there as well. Crosby in pain. You can tell he is still in pain. He's hunched over. Hopefully he is going to be all right. But up on into the offensive end, it's going to be icing. Or off the netting. Okay. I was about to say, that's icing? That's not icing because the Pens were going to beat it out. But it was puck out of play. Yeah, right there, Crosby taking a... That's a high stick penalty. The refs missed a high stick. I think. It could have been a cup check as well. How's it going, Egg? All right, Jason is Rastafari Jason. Share a beer with this guy any day. So over to the near side, the Flames going to move it up into the offensive end. They're going to send it, but it could have been a cup check on Crosby. Hopefully that's the case, because then he'll be back in about 20 minutes. Over to the near side, Clifton to the far side again. Around the near side and trying to connect with Kindle, not able to connect, clearing it all the way out. And it's going to be icing on the Penguins. Man, how was that game you went to last week? Oh, it was amazing, man. It was my first ever NHL. Keep in mind, NHL. I have seen shootouts in, overtime and shootouts in the ECHL, but not in the NHL. It was my first overtime game in the NHL and my first ever shootout in the NHL to witness live. It was insane. It was electric when Chinikov got that goal in the third round of the shootout to keep it alive. Unfortunately, the Pens lost, but still. Here comes Brazeau out of his own end, wing-to-wing pass. Moving it up now, that's going to be Graves over to Clifton. Clifton going to send it in, taken right back by the Flames. Off the stick there of Hanley. Through the center ice area they go, up on into the offensive end behind the net is Stu. Over to the far side, that's going to be Lizotte working with that puck. Up on into the neutral zone, wing-to-wing pass over to Clifton, going to send it up. Off the stick of Dewar's shot, not able to get a clean shot. Over to the near side it goes after going wide. Delayed penalty coming up. That's going to be on the Flames. The Pens are going to be getting the game's first power play. Let's go. Who's going to the sin bin? Ooh. It'll be Ryan Lomberg. 2 minutes for hooking, Ryan Lomberg.
70. Not 72.
Man. Let's see Aaron saying, what's happening, Quiet Jason and Quiet Dad? Did you guys get poisoned with Quiet? No, we didn't. Dad he's always low energy. What I do is I lowered his gain I lowered the filter so that, he can be picked up more often. He doesn't have to project, but he still can because we got limiters in place. But it's just also late night. He's tired. I know how it goes with him. Up to the top of the zone, Shea. And I'm not going to go.
Not good.
How far away is Wilkes-Barre Scranton Pens Arena? I'm a big fan of the baby pens. Unfortunately, that's on the other side of the state. That's all the way up in the northeast corner of the state. I'm out in the Pittsburgh region, which is out west. I thought you were really going to say I made Dad low. No, I didn't. It's just he's tired late night, so I lowered his settings to allow him to speak quieter and still be picked up.
And Crosby is on there.
That is good. Yes, he is over on the near side, but top of the zone, trying to connect with Shea, and they clear themselves out.
That's the issue that they have.
And I really like Clifton. Reminds me a bit of Ron Francis. Workhorse, absolutely. Clifton gets himself involved. He's like a Ville Koivunen on defense, so to speak. Koivunen always gets involved. He's not the one producing the goals or the assists, but he's always to the puck. He's racing to that puck. Pens are going to clear themselves out of the zone now. But that's kind of how it goes with, even with Ville. I mean, I love Ville because he's always fighting for that puck, but Crosby down low, passing up top, shot by Shea, not going to go. Over to the far side, still down low. And working back down low, Raquel back in behind the net to the near side to Kindle, I believe it is, up to Malkin. Malkin cross ice, Shea shot, not going to go, loose in front. Dustin Wolf with an incredible save. What an effort there by Wolf. How many Pens games have you been to? Well, I have been to 2 this year, and before this year, it has been a hot minute since I've been to a Pens game.
Yep.
I know I went to one. I think the last one I went to was back in my junior year of high school. It was the St. Patty's Day game, my junior year of high school. So before this, I think before that, I went to maybe a couple of preseason games. But I've been to fewer than 10 Pens games. But man, it is electric.
We were there for the Malkin ceremony. We were there. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
2000 or some type of.
And the Pens are going to be cleared out by the Flames into the offensive end. 3-on-4 over to the far side, down low off the stick of Uyghur, and going to be taken back by the Pens behind the net. Oh, I don't know. I'm Pens. Let's see. Over to the near side, and the Flames going to dump it right back in. Let's see. I'm Pens' biggest fan in SoCal. Never ever been to Pennsylvania. Never been to Pennsylvania. I guess you guys are a bunch of steel mills and Quakers everywhere. That kind of simplifies the state.
Yeah.
Back in behind the net to the far side. The Flames going to clear it out again, and that power play is going to come to an expiration. So back in behind the net is Stu. Here comes Kulak, or we're going to call him Lacker because he's on the same line as Chris Letang, aka Tanger. Up on over to the near side, off a couple bodies. Wolf going to play that puck behind the net over to the far side, taken out off of the stick of White Cloud, the new acquisition from Vegas. Over to the far side, down low, battling behind the net. Wotherspoon and Lacker trying to get to it. Over to the near side, Achari trying to take it away. Ultimately going to be cleared up the near side boards and going to be chased down and iced by the Penguins. My first one this year, drove all the way from Iowa. It was awesome, even though they lost. It is. I mean, going to a game is always electric. Hockey, by far, football, you get a pretty good experience of the football experience whenever you're at home. Hockey, it's a different environment altogether. It really is a different environment in the stadium. But here we go over to the near side, top of the zone. The Flames going to pass across over to the far side, sending it towards the net. Stu going to be deflected over to the far side, taken back. Achari along the far side, sending it, kept in by the Flames over to the near side, down low behind the net. Stu. Kulak, aka Lacker, trying to get there, but not able to beat out Morgan Frost. Behind the net to the far side they go. Top of the zone is going to be maintained by Farabee. Farabee over the far side, down low, back to Farabee as he climbs towards the net, not able to go, but taken to the far side, passing in front, loose puck over to the near side, boards they go, and that is going to be cleared out by Lizotte over to the near side and taken back by the Pens into the defensive end, looking for some more room. That's going to be Brett Kulak with that puck, the Pens and Flames both going for changes. Kulak looking to read where he's going to go, up the far side of the ice, going to pass up into the offensive end. Behind the net, going to be taken out by number 37, Kuznetsov. And loose puck over to the near side. The Pens going to take it back in the offensive end. Raquel behind the net to the far side, up to the top of the zone. Ryan Graves with a shot. Going to go wide over to the near side. Clifton back down low again and gets cleared out by the Flames. Back in behind the net is Stu. Going to be Ryan Graves racing for that puck over to the near side. And Graves is going to make it harder whenever Koivunen's back up to the NHL because he also wears a net guard. Over to the near side, down low. Rust not able to maintain possession. Over to the far side.
This was almost, for the Penguins, this was almost everybody with a 7.
Pretty
Even
much.
defense.
Pretty much.
On that one. Because 77 and 27 on defense.
Oh, well, they're not paired up. That was just a middle of a change. But yeah,
I know. But
down low, Novak pass in front. Malkin with a chance. Not able to go. Over to the far side, down low again. The Flames with possession. They'll try and clear it out of the zone. They will, but Igor Chinikov with the puck at the center ice area. Pushing into the offensive end, looking for some help to Malkin. Malkin with a shot and a nice save by Wolf. Do you think Gavin McKenna wants to be a Penguin? Out of everyone, he chose Penn State. I don't know, man. I don't know. We will see. Looks like they're going to their first commercial with 12:57 to go here in the first period. And I do want to make a couple of quick little updates. There's a couple of projects I've been working on behind the scenes. I know you guys have seen my first Penguins fan reacts. I am looking at doing that series more on a weekly basis as opposed to after every game because that's going to just be too demanding. I think it's going to be Saturday games to Saturday games, release on Sunday. I think it's going to be that kind of new thing I get to. Any chance Pens win the division this year? As much as I want to say yes because the Penguins have the ability, the problem is they're too inconsistent right now. The Penguins have been one of the streakiest teams in the NHL. I mean, they ended October as the best team in the NHL, then proceeded to crap the bed in November, and they crapped their diaper in December because they had an 8-game losing streak. So again, as much as I would love to see it happen, I just don't think it is because of inconsistency issues, and you got Carolina. Carolina is starting to find their groove, starting to find their stride, and right now, entering today, the Penguins have 2 games in pocket on them, right? The Canes have played 50, the Pens have played 48 entering today, but they are down 9 points to the Canes. They need to overcome that, which I just don't see this team doing. As much as I would love to see it happen, I just don't see it happening.
They're still in the rebuilding phase too, retooling.
They're not rebuilding. They are retooling. I would say they are a very good playoff contender.
They're trying to maneuver from an old team to a young team.
Sound amazing today? You being sarcastic, man? I can see you being sarcastic. Let's just deal with them losing the shootouts with solution. I think part of the problem is just overtime pairings, and then just they keep using the same guys who aren't productive in the shootouts. Like, they would always throw, I think it was Gino and Crosby out there. And with that, those guys haven't been productive in the shootout. Yet they keep throwing them in there, hoping that different things are going to happen. I want to see some of the young blood in on the shootout because they have some speed. Hello! Top or on the near side. Malcolm with a shot in front, deflected to the far side. And the Pens keeping the zone down low. Over to that far side area. Come on, let it be Chinikov. Top of the zone, that's going to be St. Ivany. Deflected shot, going to go wide. And over to the top of the zone, trying to move it around. Loose over to the near side. Oh, here comes a chance in the offensive end. That's going to be Novak battling for it down low. And back in behind the net they go. Malkin looking for some help. Over to the near side to Novak. Novak top of the zone. Jack St. Ivany passing across. Ryan Shea with a shot. Redirected and he scores. There's the goal for the Penguins. Let's go ahead and replay that horn for him.
Malkin?
Oh my gosh, that horn is echoing. There we go. That's going to be a little bit better.
That doesn't help you, does it?
It might on assists. Only if Chinikov... No, Chinikov's not going to get an assist on that, so that doesn't really help me on it, but I believe that goal going to be credited by Shea. Let me double check here. No,
Gino.
Tipped in by Gino. So Gino is going to get the goal. Shea and Jack St. Ivany getting the 2 assists on that goal. So yeah, that does not help me in fantasy. Here we go, back in behind the net, over to the near side. Brazeau in the offensive end sends it back in behind the net to Mantha. Mantha needing to get back on the score sheet. He has, I believe, 14 goals this year, but no goals in his last 10 games. And don't worry, Sports Victor, I'm just trying to find a new normal of not being super high energy, because that, I think, is what partially caused the throat to go. But a chance in front, shot by Sharon Govich. What a save by Stu.
He almost thought, it went through him.
Well, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it.
And to the side of the
There's
net.
still no goal, right?
Yep, no goal.
But yeah, that's what it is, Sports Victor. I'm trying to find a new normal of not being super, oh, yeah, here we go, everybody. Because that, I think, is what kind of contributed to the pain in the throat I've been having. So, that's kind of where I'm trying to settle right now. That's why we're a little bit quieter. I changed up my gain, so it shouldn't be too different. But here we go, top of the zone. Then the Pen's going to take it right back out of the defensive end. Achari wing to wing, going to be intercepted. And that's going to be off the stick of Lomberg. Going to go back on into the offensive end they go. We got an offside on the Flames with 11:27 to go in the first. All right. Miller Gino. Bro, I just love Gino, man. He is a national treasure that must be protected at all costs. Gosh, I'm sorry. After I asked about Gavin McKenna, I got a phone call, so I missed your answer. You know, I can't really say. I haven't really been keeping as much on like the collegiate level. That's not really where I keep up with. I mean, I know the guy from Michigan the Pens got. What's his name? A kid that was like tearing it up in the NCAA. Pens prospect in Michigan. Will Horkoff. I know about Will Horkoff, but I just, this is my first full year of like diving in headfirst to hockey, so it's also a little bit different for me, where I, haven't really kept up as much. So, here we go. And a quick shot.
Did you hear that the Penguins have a new push-up?
What, the Gino special?
No, the Gino push-up. The Gino push-up.
Yeah, like I said, the Gino special. Where his push-ups are. Here we go. Another quick glove by Dustin Wolf. So we're just grinding face-offs, I see.
2 seconds at a time. Two.
So this isn't my first year as a fan, but this is my first year as like a dedicated fan, I would say. I was a casual fan. Like I'd see how the Pens are doing and be like, oh, hey, they're winning. Let's go Pens, baby. But I was never really like, you know what I mean? This is my first year diving into the deep end for hockey, for hockey overall and Penguins hockey as well. You know what I mean? Like I'd watch games on TV. I'd enjoy it. But this is my first year really fully diving in head first. So back in behind the net of Wolf, working with that puck. Over to the near side. I know exactly. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So, go up on into the offensive end. Going to be taken by Sharon Govich, or shot. Not going to go. Over to the near side. Jack St. Ivany in the corner. Getting ready to move it around the far side. Taking it up. Through the defense. No. So, that's going to be...
Where's the reindeer?
Ryan Shea with the puck. Or is that... No, it's Jack St. Ivany. My bad. Over to the far side, Ryan Graves going to dump it on into the offensive end. Behind the net of Wolf, Lizotte trying to get there. Puck goes over to the near side. Loose along the boards. Moving it up through center ice. Going to be passed across from Lomberg. Getting into the offensive end. Taken back by the Pens. Clearing it out through the center ice area. Back on into the defensive end. And over to the near side. The Flames kicking it right back up. And no icing on that play. Back in behind the net. Going to be Clifton trying to hit Graves and Lizotte to the far side. Still tied up down level along the boards. The Pen's going to come away with it with Lizotte. Over to the near side. Cannot hit Clifton. Over to the near side. The Flames in the center ice by Hanley. And it's going to be over to the far side. Down low, Ryan Graves. Trying to go behind the net. Trying to hit Dewar. Could not hit Dewar. Over to the far side they go. Up onto the top of the zone. The Flames maintaining a zone presence to the near side. Hanley down low. And going to be picked by Graves. Over to Clifton. Back in behind the net. Over to the near side he works. Right out in front of his goalie. Moving that puck across to the far side. Back on wing to the near side. Trying to hit Gino. Going Gonna pass back over to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon over across to Kulak to the near side, trying to hit Gino. Big tie up for that puck, and going to be kicked on out. That was
the charm.
peddling it with Gradine. Back onto the near side. Chinikov gonna pass down to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon behind the net. The Pen still can't get it out of the zone. What are we doing? Over to the far side, moving it up into the offensive end. Here comes your chance. If you can control it, shot gonna go into the glove of Wolf. A nice chance there by Chinikov, just not able to punch it in. You know, I know what the Penguins need to do at the trade deadline. You know what they got to do? They got to trade for another big Russian. Either, preferably a winger. You know why?
Why?
Have the Lucky 7 line, have the Mad Russians Christmas line, have the Patchwork 3rd line, and then have the Miracle 4th line. That'd be what we would call those lines. Move Novak down to that 3rd line, or, you know, somehow make that work. And then just slot that Russian into the 2nd line so you have a Mad Russian 2nd line. What else you got? Pirates trash, Steelers garbage. The thing is, the Pirates, I'm finally having faith in the Pirates this year. Not like we're going to be good faith, but we're not going to be trash faith. They're finally putting in some effort this year, it looks like. Trying to acquire talent, and they're acquiring some talent. The biggest problem with the Pirates is they didn't have the bats. And whenever the bats were going, they didn't have the pitching support, but the biggest problem by far was the bats. They're finally starting to sign some bats this offseason. So I'm not saying they're going to be winning the division or even making the playoffs, but they're not going to be a 100-loss team this year.
I don't know about
and
that.
And it's not really gimmicks either. You got the guns, yes sir, hit that like button. I agree with that message down. But I mean, I have faith that team is not going to be as trash. You know, I don't really think it's gimmicks. I think what happened is Bob Nutting realized, if I don't build a team around my cash cow of a pitcher that's going to make me millions, then I'm going to lose this cash cow, and he's going to go somewhere else. So I need to keep this cash cow happy by spending money to keep him in Pittsburgh. Otherwise, if I don't build a contender around him, he's just going to leave. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's not because he wants to build a winner. It's because he doesn't want to lose Paul Skeens, cash cow. And the Steelers are in a bit of an interesting scenario. Now that they have a new head coach that's going to be coming in, I'm more high on this team again. Yeah, there's going to be a couple bad years, don't get me wrong. But with a new head coach, they'll actually be competitive for a Stanley, or for a Stanley
Maybe.
Cup, for a Super Bowl in a few years.
Maybe.
Unless they hire Mike McCarthy, then they're back to the same old, same old. Back in behind the net, over to the far side they go.
It depends on the coach and his...
And Malkin now up to the top of the zone, going to work it, trying to pass it across, not able to get a clean pass, and Malkin stick breaks over to the far side. Going to be taken into the offensive end by Farabee, and going to be offside as it goes back to Kadri, or Nazem Kadri. Kadri not able to punch in onside. That's kind of where we sit right now. That's kind of how things settle right now. That's kind of... It is a Super Bowl. That's the game we're going to be broadcasting on February 8th.
If you take Letang and Carlson together and their injuries, that means that there's one person that is completely has both an upper and a lower body injury.
Oh my gosh.
They're dead.
They just showed the injury report. That's why Dad said that. But here we go, top of the zone to the near side. In the neutral zone goes the Flames, dumping it in off of the stick of Hanley. Over to the far side, back on over to the near. Connecting with Brazeau. Trying to move it around, loose puck on the near side. Taken back by the Flames, top of the zone. Over to the far side, down low. And going to be taken back. I believe it's off the stick of Mantha. Yeah, that's Mantha. Over to the near side, though. Taken back by the Flames out of their defensive end. Going to be dumped into the offensive end by Hanley. Over to the far side, Ryan Graves with the puck. Not able to maintain it, but Clifton takes it back. Passing up over to Brazeau, the big man himself. But it's not able to connect and actually goes for an icing. It's the NFL's championship. We'll be live for that game. The NFL's version of a Stanley Cup, but it's one game.
Yep.
Ooh, the Red Wings got a win. Ow. That was the MSU fan just said that was a sweep, I think, of Toronto at the hands of Detroit. Pretty cool. Here we go. Face off in the offensive end for the Flames. Going to be won by the Flames. That's going to be Kevin Ball, wing to wing to the far side. And back in behind the net to the near side. Ball able to keep it in top of the zone. Over to the far side. Down low. Trying to connect. Not able to. Loose in front of the net. Taken back by the Flames. Off of the stick now of Zary. Up to the top of the zone. Shot. Not going to go. Racing for it is going to be Gradine to the near side. Shot. Not going to go by Zary again. And finally, the Pens are going to clear it out of the zone over to the near side. Kindle going to dump it into the offensive end. The near side, Kevin Ball working with that puck. Going to connect up in the center ice area. Taken back by Kulak. Up on over the far side into the offensive end. Trying to dump it for Raquel. Over to Crosby. Back up to the top of the zone. Taken back by the Flames. Poked away by the Penguins. Over to the near side. That was poked by Kulak. And now back over to Kulak. The puck goes. In the defensive end, passing through the neutral zone, up on into the offensive end, behind the net of Wolf to the far side, and going to be played around that far side, cleared out the other way. Into the offensive end they go, off the stick of Sharon Govich, down into the far side boards, battling, poked away by the Pens, Rust over to the near side, up along the far side, trying to punch it in, but not able to maintain control. Over to the near side of the offensive end, dumped in by Kuznetsov. Over to the far side, Ryan Chase sending it behind the net, trying to connect with Kulak, not able to. To the far side, the Pens now going to come away with it over to Raquel. Can they maintain possession of it? Unable to. Now it's going to be over to Lizotte. Lizotte working with that puck. Round up through the far side, trying to find some help. Not able to. The Flames playing very physical right about now. Battle and right in front of the Pens bench. And over to the near side, going to be taken in by Lomberg. Shot going to go wide. To the far side, another tie for that puck. The Pens going to come away with never mind. Taken at the top of the zone by the Flames. Down over to the near side. Sloppy puck control on both sides right now. Over to the far side. Lizotte getting in there. Going to be taken back by the Pens for now. Another tie up for that puck along the near side boards. Lomberg passing over. Shot. Not able to go. Not able to get a shot off was Justin Kirkland. Over to the far side. Shea been on for a minute and a half. Lizotte for 50 seconds as well. And over to the near side. You've got to go for a defensive change if you can. And now they're going to get a chance to get at least most of a change. Over to the near side. To the far side they go. Working with it, the Flames. That's going to be Rustevich. Working with it to the far side. The Flame trying to move it out of the zone. Taken back by Gino. Top of the zone. That's going to be Shea to St. Ivany. St. Ivany back across again. Not able to control it as Malkin over through center ice to the offensive end. Off of the stick of Morgan Frost. Into the offensive end. Shot going to get redirected to the far side. Top of the zone. The Flames still with possession. Shot going to be blocked by the body there. Nice job by Malkin, who didn't even have a stick on that play. And over to the near side, Kuznetsov going to pass for the Flames. Up on through the center ice area, and the puck goes out of play. If you guys are enjoying the stream, drop a like and sub to the channel, man. It's always greatly appreciated. We do hockey coverage as much as we can on this channel, as much as feasible as well. But yeah, we are rolling here. We are only one sub away from our next minor goal, so it'd be pretty sweet if we can make that happen. We're trying to hit 1,000 before the end of Stanley Cup Finals, so it's still a few months away, but nothing's guaranteed. What are your thoughts so far on this one, Dad? As we get to another commercial.
I'm concerned about this defense of what you saw there was them running all over the place in the defensive end and having a chance to clear it and not being able to clear it. Sometimes they're trying to skate up and make a play rather than just getting it out, passing it out. And that sometimes, in this case, is biting them.
Part of the concern is they don't want to get hit with an icing and then send the draw right back in, because an icing does you no good either. But they're playing way too scared. All you gotta do is just launch it sky high.
Well, they missed the two people that are good at starting it out of the end, and that's the issue. Tanger and Carlson.
Yeah.
You know.
What do we think about calling Brett Kulak Lacquer, since he's paired up with Tanger a lot? Lacquer-Tanger pair? Oh man, Malkin is incredible. Bro, he is a national treasure that must be protected at all costs. Just from his attitude on the game, like he needs to be protected, bro. He needs to be protected. Taking a look at high mileage leaders, multi-point games. Crosby with 512, one behind Mark Messier and Marcel Dion. About 28 behind Jaromir Jagr, and do we need to even mention it? 312 He's only 312 games behind Wayne Gretzky. I mean, he's going to achieve that, no problem, right? It's Crosby. Oh, man. We got a neutral zone draw. You got the Crosby line out there. Stupid Wotherspoon is messing it up because we have 5 sevens out there. Or we have 4 sevens out there, sorry, in terms of skaters. But either way, face-off won by the Pens. Kulak over to the near side, going to be picked off and taken into the offensive end by Backlund. Down low, shot going to go wide. Over to the far side.
Stick.
Yeah. Now to the top of the zone. Working with it over to the near side. Back in behind the net to the far side. And going to be able to go back and get a stick. Here comes a chance. Sharon Govich. Pass going to be taken away over to the near side. It's going to be trying to hit Brian Rust into the offensive end, giving it a chase down. Going to be taken there by White Cloud over to Ball. Kevin Ball back in behind his net, looking for some room, taken back by the Pens in the offensive end. Here comes your chance. A shot by Rust, and going to be stopped by Wolf. A nice stop by Wolf. Not a lot of effort, though.
What?
Didn't really need it.
Every time you say White Cloud, you know what pops into my mind?
What?
That's White Cloud sounds like an Indian name, doesn't it?
I thought you were going to say White Castle.
No, it sounds like an Indian name, doesn't it? White Cloud?
Dad, you're gonna get canceled.
I know.
You're gonna get canceled on the internet. Taking a look at the Pens charity game, February 26th, Pens Devils. But here we go. Got a far side draw in the Pens end. Sad Malkin can't compete internationally, but I agree for the reason Russia should be excluded for the Olympics. Absolutely. So should Israel, so should we. The whole world's all messed up, but Russia for sure, absolutely. I mean, the fact of what they did, yeah, I mean, it's simple. Here we go, over to the far side, moving it up through the neutral zone to the offensive end, working off of the stick of Brustevich. And going to be kept in by the Penguins for now, over to the far side, down low, wrapping it around. That's going to be Hanley getting to it. Over to the near side, going to be taken back by Frost along the boards. Up towards the top of the zone, Jack St. Ivany getting in there, trying to take it away. And over to the far side, going to be taken into the offensive end. Here comes your chance, Frost. Puck going to be wrestled away. Now Shea with it over to the far side in the defensive end. Moving it around and clearing it up. And puck goes out of play. All right. But even the question is, would Malkin even be on the Russian team if they were to compete? I mean, I know he's a great player, but like Russia has a lot of players.
Russia has a lot of players, and there's a lot of good Russian players in the National Hockey League too.
Well, yeah, and the KHL.
Yeah.
Between the KHL and the NHL, there's a lot of Russian players. Here we go. Over to the far side, down low. I mean, as much as I love Gino, we got to be realistic too, because Russia's going to want to win if they have it. You know what I mean? Far side, clearing it up into the offensive end, giving chase behind the net. That's going to be Kuznetsov getting it to the near side, but he can't really maintain it. Bodies collide and hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. The Pens take it away. And up to the top of the zone, down low, far side, shot, not going to go, taken back by the Flames. 0-8 to go in the period, over to the near side. Clifton trying to move that puck away, going to be taken by Nazem Kadri. Passing in front, shot going to go, deflected off of Stu. Over to the far side, a nice chance by Connor Zary. Top of the zone, down over to the near side, down low. Russia's poopy. Oh man, so the Pens take it in front of Stu. Over to the far side, through the neutral zone, going to clear it up, taken back by the Flames. Over to the near side, it's going to be Ball, moving it in off of Kadri. And the Pen's going to take it away. Oh, and here comes Novak up to the offensive end, moving down low around the near side. And a chance from Malkin. Now Kulak shot. Going to go redirected and up into netting. But yeah, I mean, you think about it. You got Artemi Panarin, Kirill Kaprizov, Buchnevich, Tarasenko, Svechnikov. You know, of course, Ovi, Malkin, of course. And Malkin's a legend in that Soviet bloc. So I'm assuming they would probably roster him, but he might be like a fourth liner on that because, you know, you got Kucherov, Panarin, Buchnevich, Kaprizov, Svechnikov, Sergachev, Barbashev, Provorov, you know, Zadorov, big one in there, Mikheyev, Avrikov. I mean, you have a lot of... Chinikov probably would be he could be a top liner on that team. Top 9. You know what I mean? A lot of options for Russia. Plus, you have the KHL players as well. So that's the other thing, is that if Russia would have a team, I don't know how much time. I mean, he might not even get rostered, if I'm being honest. Even though he's a legend, he might not even get rostered.
Just because of how old he is.
Well, it's not just that, but just because of the other players. I mean, yeah, he's having a productive year, but still. Flames with a chance in front. Shot gonna go wide. Over to the near side, still in that Flames offensive end to the top of the zone. Chance shot by Ball. Not gonna go, and a nice save by Stu. And bodies collide after the whistle. Bodies hit the ice. And Klapka with a big hit there. Wotherspoon not taking too kindly to it. Isn't that a late hit by Klapka? Let me take a little relook there at this. Let me take a look at this here. There's the shot. Yeah, that's a 2-minute minor for cross-checking on Klapka. Penalty Calgary, number 43, 2 minutes, cross-check. But they're not going to call it. They're not going to call it. That's frustrating. That was clear as day, a penalty. And should be on the power play, but either way. Vladimir Putin. Yes, Putin. Here comes Rust up through the center ice area, over to the near side, gonna try and connect with Shea. Up on into the offensive end, chasing down around the near side boards. Raquel over to the far side, puck goes. Raquel with a chance in front, shot, still loose in front, and Wolf able to make the save. Pens are coming out angry after that.
Yeah.
Because they got robbed out of that. I mean, that was a blatant. I mean, bro's stick went across the 2-inch gate on the back. That forced him down to the ice. Usually they call that.
That was a heck of a pass. Backhand between the legs.
Yeah. Over to the far side they go. Working with that puck. And trying to intercept, not going to go, but over to the near side. Have you ever had poutine? Apparently a Canadian delicacy. I've never had poutine. Over to the near side, 1:10 to go. Chance taken back by the Flames. Sharangovich not able to control it. Ball not able to control it either. Here comes Brian Rust into the offensive end. 4-on-3 into the zone. Going to send it back in behind the net to the far side. Taken back by Ball. Over to clear it out all the way. And it's going to be icing on the Flames. 53-7 to go. Go ahead and pour me some Sprite Cranberry. It's a shame we're getting rid of this stuff.
I didn't see any whenever I went to the grocery store.
It's a holiday treat, that's why. Holidays are over. They only make it around, right after Thanksgiving is when they start ramping up production. Which keeps, it's a good thing. If we had Sprite Cranberry all year, it's just like why Mountain Dew only released Baja Blast in the summer. People buy it a lot at the beginning and then sales taper off. Same reason why the McRib is only seasonal. People buy it a lot at the beginning of the season of McRib season. And then by the end of McRib season, sales are like nothing on the sandwich. But here we go to the far side, taken up by Coronado into the offensive end, trying to send it, working around. There is going to be Backlund back in behind the net, going to be tied up for that puck. 38 seconds to go in the first period to the near side. Moving it around over to the far side again in front of the net. Chance going to be poked away by Ryan Shea. Over to the near side and going to get cleared out by the Penguins, giving Chase, going to be taken back there by Mackenzie Weegar. Back in behind, over to the near side, the Pens with a chance. Jack St. Ivany shot, not going to go. Back in behind the net, working around the near side, and taken back by the Flames to get it cleared out. Over to the new zone, to the defensive end. The Pens take it, 8 seconds to go. Looks like the Pens might be a little bit content here with just one last rush. Antha going to send it over to the far side to Kindle. And a shot at the last second, not going to go. Puck goes loose, and that is how we come to the end of the first period. With the score, the Pittsburgh Penguins 1, the Calgary Flames 0. 11 shots on goal for the Pens and only 5 for the Flames. So Calgary has been dominating time in the zone. The thing is that the Flames weren't really getting shots on their time in the zone, but they were generating a lot of time in the zone, which does make me concerned as we go into the second period. But what are your initial thoughts on this game, Dad, after we hit the end of one?
Well, like I said, they're a little sloppy at times at their end. And I could see eventually one of those times where Calgary's going to score a goal on there.
Yep. What the Penguins need to do is they need to be able to generate an opportunity in a sustained offensive attack. Now, granted, it's hard whenever you get screwed over by the refs on a clear and obvious penalty that they don't call, but I've said it with the NFL, and I'll say it again with the NHL. You got to be better than a bad call or a bad no call. Simple fact of the matter, you just got to be better. You cannot let the refs be the reason you lose. You have to be better than that.
We shall see. Well, I'm going to go on up.
All right. Lame.
I know.
Oh, man. Yeah, man, zombie Takis are the best Takis, only available around Halloween. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing, is that a lot of these things that we think we like, we don't really like. We only buy it because it's a gimmick. You know what I mean? And they put down the Big Macs and play. Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that when it comes to a lot of seasonal things, don't really like it enough for it to stay on the main menu. Don't really like it enough for it to stay permanently. And these brands know that. But we got to give Dad a call, because Dad already up and left. We got to give Dad a call. Where's my phone? Where's Dad? Dad, where are you? There you are. We're gonna give Dad a call. We're gonna give Dad a call just to tell him. Just to tell him. We'll see if he picks up. Let's see. Oh, my mic's not gonna pick it up. If I do this. Nope, it still isn't picking up. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Dang it, Dad.
Not available.
We'll call him in a second. I don't yell upstairs. I'd have to yell through 2 flights of stairs. Because he is on the 2nd floor and we are in the basement. We'll see if Dad checks his phone. If not, we'll give him a call in a couple minutes. Give him a few minutes to get up to his room and get back to his phone. But yeah, that's the thing though, is that these companies know what our habits are. They know we don't really love the McRib. They know we don't really love Sprite Cranberry. But if they make it gimmicky enough, then we'll buy it in droves. They'll make bank. They'll take us to the bank for it. I mean, that's why you got Sprite Cranberry. That's why you got those zombie Takis. That's why Baja Blast used to only be available in the summer until they realized people actually liked it. You know what I mean? Too many times companies realize that. And they know that they can exploit it if they just say, hey, we're going to make it a brief limited time thing. Let's try calling Dad again. Ryan. Come on, Dad, pick up. Pick up. I don't know. There is a lot of Baja
Call
Blast
has been
flavors.
forwarded to voice.
Hopefully he'll give me a call back. Hopefully he'll give me a call back because, yeah. But we shall see. Let me take a look at my fantasy team real quick just to see how we're doing. Bro, Dylan Larkin with 4.1 points. Wow. Fantasy? Kyle Sergachev, though, not doing a whole lot for me. You putting in the work. Oh, man. I'll see. You know what? I'm gonna hop in my commentator room on the Discord server. That way, if PDF or anyone wants to join, it'll be fair game. I'm gonna make it happen. We love having people in here. We love having people to talk with as we're talking sports. All the better. Someone's release a new flavor. Corporate steals a recipe and releases it as Baja Blast because hype. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We'll take a look for those who are NBA fans as well real quick, because I know we have some NBA fans that pop in and pop out. Brief little update on the scoreboard there.
Currently, the Hawks are beating the Grizzlies 116-113 with 3:03 to go in regulation. The Thunder over the Bucks right now, 47-31 with 8:34 to go in the second. With 5:15 left in the first, the Raptors are up 18-14 on the Kings. Cavs beat the Hornets today. How's it going, Meep?
Beep. Yes. He's Mitch, but some people call him Big Mitch. Yes. Yes. How's it going, man?
How's it going? Let's take a look around the rest of the NHL as well. Full scoreboard. The skies. That is true. The skies are above us. They are up.
Snarf? No, that reminds me of a show that I watched as a kid that I was not, in hindsight, I'm like, why was I a fan of it? It was that, like, robot and monster show, whatever it was. And, like, they had that, like, this stupid little, like, robot box that was, like, their pet. And it would just say, Marf. Like, bro, what? You're trying to play off the hype of the character that just says one word, like the animal that just says one word, like Meep. But you didn't do it right. You didn't. It's a box that just says Marf.
Never really watched Thundercats. Oh man, but the Red Wings winning in overtime over the Maple Leafs, 2-1 final score there. Oh, the Sabres make the playoffs? Absolutely, brother. Buffalo has suffered for far too long. Far too long.
First furries, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, absolutely. Buffalo has suffered far too long, and I really think Buffalo has a really good shot. They finally made the changes that they needed to make. They finally, bucked up and made the right decision.
Firing that GM that was not going to do you much of anything, on top of being able to take advantage of that roster you have.
Now, the big question is, yes, it's a bit of a jump right now.
Is this going to last? Because it is still the same roster that was near the bottom of the NHL. Yeah, firing a GM can be a big difference, but it's not that big of a difference if the roster doesn't change. So, was it that the GM was like oppressing the coach?
Like, that's a question I legitimately have.
Was the GM oppressing the coach and saying, you can't do this, you can't do that?
Is Lindy Ruff the head coach? Oh my gosh. Let me see here real quick. As far as I know, he is still the coach. Yeah, he's still with the Sabres.
So, the thing is that you kept the same coach, you kept the same team. All you changed was a GM, and you haven't had many significant roster moves
Since his firing.
So, what is going on behind the scenes is my question.
Was the GM really oppressing Ruff that bad? Why is it all of a sudden that when they, you know what I mean?
And that's where I have my concerns with the Sabres is, are they going to fall off down the road? Are they going to drop off in the coming weeks?
Which the Sabres back since the 90s to the 2010s? Yeah, I do see that here. Let me take a look. Teams coach Buffalo Sabres from 97 to 2013 and then returned in 2024 after coaching the Stars and the Devils. So that's what it was. But yeah. That's the thing.
Is that I don't know how long it's going to last. I want it to last, don't get me wrong, but like a GM change without roster moves is nothing. It's a jolt for the team, yes, but it's nothing substantial enough to cause a losing team to become one of the best teams in hockey. Like, I don't know. So we shall see. But again, as we're looking at this, Buffalo deserves something because the Bills have also been letting them down. But I do think the Bills are going in the right direction as well. I do agree that the team hit a wall, but the thing is, I don't know if you got rid of the right guy. There are 3 guys that you can get rid of in a situation like that where things are getting stale. Option 1, you get rid of your quarterback. I don't know that's the answer with the Bills. Option 2, what the Bills did. You get rid of your head coach. Option 3, make a change at GM. When you're that close, you only change one thing. And they chose the coach, which is it going to work out? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Will Sean McDermott go and win a Super Bowl somewhere else? Oh, we'll see. We will see. But that's kind of, those are my thoughts right now on Buffalo as a whole. I mean, they need something. They need something. Okay. We will see here. So again, just taking a look on X. We have a little bit of time in between here. If we got any other news. Oh, man. BLV says they fired him too late. Thing is, it's always a tough thing because you never... It's tough to know in the moment, is it the head coach, is it the GM, or is it the quarterback? You only really get that answer in hindsight. But if what was said in the press conference today by the Bills ownership is true, then they did get rid of the right guy. Basically saying that the head coach is going to make the decisions for the draft for the GM. The GM is there for a reason, buddy. He's not there to be overrun by the head coach. He's there to handle roster construction. Now, the coach can have some input, but the coach basically saying you will draft this guy no matter what it's not very good. And Ned's the best goalie fighter in the NHL right now. Do you think Skinner and Shelovs are taking boxing lessons now? Oh, man. Bro, that was crazy. That was crazy seeing that fight, man. We were live for the Natty that night, and all of a sudden somebody said goalie fight, and I'm like, what? I immediately had to go to X, man. That was awesome. And now Nedeljkovic getting the Gordie Howe hat trick. A goal, an assist, and a fight. I mean, there ain't nothing better than that. There ain't nothing better than that. These windows, because I don't need them. I don't need Sabres Jets. I don't need Carolina Hurricanes schedule. I don't need the Sabres schedule. I don't need Flames. I don't need Penguins. So we'll see. We will see. Man. All I know is I'm looking forward to these next couple months of the NHL. They're going to be incredible. They are going to be incredible. Especially because, like I said it before and I'll say it again, the entire Eastern Conference is basically in playoff mode. The entire Eastern Conference, if we go top to bottom, right? Let me go into the Discord server because we have the updated standings every day. The worst team in the Metro is 48 points. That's the worst team in the league. That's the Rangers. The top team is 66. So you're talking 18 points separate the entire conference. The Western Conference, even if we take out the big three, you're talking 60 to 37. That's 23 points. A differential of less than 7 or less than 20 points. For the way this team, or the way this conference is and how far we are in the season is kind of crazy. So the entire Eastern Conference is basically in playoff mode right now. So these next few months are going to be very, very interesting. Okay. Man. We shall see. And just kind of taking a look on X. We have a little bit of time here. Let us see. Let us see. Good. The other big thing is talking about that snowstorm that's coming through, bro. We're gonna be getting buried. We're gonna be getting buried in some snow. I'm looking forward to this weekend, man. We're gonna be getting a lot of monster snow, man. It's gonna be crazy. Sunday's gonna be a big day. Take a look, see if we have any new model runs. Cause I dabble in the weather models. Let me see. Let's try giving Dad a call again too. We said we were gonna do it. Let's try it again. Come on. You call Dad, tell him good night from the chat. Come on, Dad. I know you're upstairs by now. Son of a gun. Is he really not going to answer his phone?
Your call has been forwarded.
He's not asleep that quickly. He doesn't go to sleep that quick. Let me take a look at this here. I want to see what the latest runs are showing for our area. Little snow accumulation. Ooh! Talking like a quick 13 inches of snow in a day. Almost 14. Let's go. Let that be the case. Let that be the case. I like the European model better than the American one. The American's not giving us a lot of snow. But it is putting down like 25 inches of snow in Virginia. Another 25 inches in the Kentucky-Tennessee border. But here we go, ready to roll for the second period of action here in Calgary between the Penguins and the Flames. Should be a good second period. Again, the big keys for both teams right now. The Penguins, clear the puck out of the zone. Get that puck out of there. When that puck gets in your zone, you can't be letting Stu have to stay locked in, focused 1,000% for 5 minutes straight. I'm not saying that he's not focused when the puck's not in the offensive end. But, like, come on. You gotta stop those long, prolonged offensive attacks of 2 minutes. You know? Get it out of the zone in about a minute. Maybe a minute 30. You can't have, you'll have the occasional 2-minute shift, but you can't have a 2-minute, another 2-minute, a 3-minute, all back to back to back. And that's the problem the Penguins got stuck into. Is Jari back? I believe Jari is back for the Oilers. Tristan Jari. Let's see. Jari's last game was on the 20th, so he is back. He made his return on the 13th after missing about a month, where he lost in overtime to Nashville. But yeah, and for Calgary, just keep pressing. I mean, this first period was a win for Calgary. So if I'm Calgary, if I'm the coach of Calgary, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what we're doing. Make it happen. Keep rolling. They're doing exactly what they got to do, and the Pens just got to clear the zone quick to generate more offensive opportunities in transition. But here we go. Starting the second period, the Pens going from right to left, and the Flames from left to right. Should be a good second period here as we roll. Go ahead and move this over to here. Okay, so the faceoff going to be won by the Flames, dumped on into the offensive end. Back in behind the net is Stu to the near side. Wotherspoon trying to play it around, kept on in the zone for now by Backlund. And backing around to the far side, Wotherspoon. Moving it up, clearing it out of the zone. That's what you got to do. Get it out quick. Generate opportunities in transition. If you could take it back. Here they go. The Pens tied up in the offensive end. Crosby not able to get it, but Kulak keeping it in the zone. Down low with a chance. Now Rust having to get in there as that puck goes freed up from Crosby. Now Raquel getting involved. Over to the far side. Crosby over to the near side. Going to be a big check delivered by Wotherspoon. That was a beauty, but Calgary going to get possession, taking it the other way. Shot going to go off a stick and gets in around the near side. Back in behind Kulak, over to the near side. Down low he goes, looking to go to the far side again. And still going to slow down a little bit, looking for some room to the near side he goes. Moving it up, off of the stick here, clearing it all the way in, but the puck gets deflected out of play. All right. So 19:03 to go here in the second. And Kulak, that top pair, hopping out. The Kulak-Wotherspoon pair. Okay. So again, taking a look here as we are rolling. So, Neutral zone draw favoring the Flames and Nazem Kadri going to take the draw up against Tommy Novak. And that faceoff going to be won by the Pens over to the far side from the defensive end. Trying to move it up through center. Can they move it into the offensive end? They can't, but they take it back at center ice. Passing across into the offensive end they go. Kulak over to the near side. Can't connect with Chinikov. And that puck going to get cleared out by the Flames. Here comes your chance for Gradine. Into the offensive end. Over to the far side. Down to the corner. Back and around to the near side. Shot in front. Not able to go. Tommy Novak with the puck now. Up through center. Trying to connect. Loose puck going to be battled for along the boards. And puck goes out of play. Man, Jackson Ivany getting involved again. Jackson Ivany, he's making the most out of this next chance due to injury. He's making a big press at it. He's making a case that, hey, I belong on that third D pair. Give me the time. We've been calling his name quite a bit tonight. Over to the far side in the neutral zone. Face-off won by the Flames. Dumping it up into the offensive end. Back and around to the far side behind the net along the boards. Taken out by the Penguins and is going to be kept in by, that's going to be Farabee to the near side. Moving it in. Taken back by the Pens. In the corner, Clifton with that puck. Over to the near side. Mantha passing across. Going to be deflected over to the far side. Farabee with the puck. Moving it around that far side. Shot going to be deflected off of Stu. Into the corner to the far side. Along the boards. Moving it up. Here comes Mantha. Up on into the neutral zone. And that puck is going to be chasing down for it. Over to the near side. Bodies collide. Over to the far side. Behind the net. Back over to the far side again. And going to be moved out along the boards. Not going to be off the stick of Brustevich. And moved into the offensive end. Here comes your chance on a half breakaway. Not able to control it. Farabee, top of the zone. A chance, a shot. Loose over to the near side after it gets deflected. Moved around by Uyghur to the top of the zone. Kadri over to the far side. Going down low is going to be Kuznetsov. Down low shot. You're going to get deflected again. Over to the far side. Looking to move it around. Clifton not able to control that puck. Around that far side. Swiped away. Going up the other way. Here come the Penguins, but they're going to move it into the offensive end without control. Brazeau trying to take it away, but going to go back to Kuznetsov behind the net. Over to the near side. Moving it up along the far side. Taken back by the Pens. A chance in the offensive end. Achari going to send it back in behind the net to the near side to Dewar. Dewar back behind to Lazat. Lazat around the near side. Top of the zone to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon shot going to go wide left. Over to the far side. Back over to the near. Lazat able to come away with it. A chance in front of the net. Taken right back by the Flames. Lomberg. Gonna get it kept in the zone for now, but now gonna get cleared out into the neutral zone. That's gonna be Lazat though, taking it back, passing across into the offensive end they go. Passing over to the near side, shot by Dewar, not gonna go. A nice deflection off the stick of Wolf over to the far side. Back in behind the net in the Pens defensive end. Kulak sends it to Wotherspoon, sending it up along the boards, up on into the offensive end. They're gonna chase. Back in behind the net, that's going to be Kevin Ball over to the far side. And the Pens keeping it in the zone. Here comes Rust with a chance. Passing across, not able to control it is Raquel. Erase that puck. Rust able to get there, sending it back down. Crosby along the boards. And that puck going to get cleared out. But Crosby with it over to the near side, into the offense. Nope, not into the offensive end. Sent in by Shea. Over to the far side, that's going to be Ball, losing possession, down low. Here comes your chance behind the net. Rust over to Crosby, shot, not going to go, gets redirected. And over to the far side, Jack St. Ivany, top of the zone now to Crosby. Crosby with a shot from distance, and not going to go, gets redirected out of play. That is what the Penguins need. The Penguins need more of that kind of play. They need more of those long, prolonged attacks, maybe backing out of the zone, but getting right back into it. That is exactly what this team needs if they want to win this game. And they are doing exactly that right now. A beautiful change. It was a nice change, that fourth to the first line. And then able to just get the opportunities. So here we go. Taking a look at our poll in the chat. We got 22 votes, and we're splitting 91% for the Penguins in the chat. Let's go Pens, baby. Back in behind the net to the near side. The Flames able to move it out of the zone into the center ice area. Taken right back by Ryan Graves to the far side. Clifton back to Graves. Graves over to the near side, up the boards, and going to get taken back by the Flames. For now, back into the neutral zone. The Pens trying to come away with it off of the stick of Graves. Along the boards, going to be dumped in by Chinikov. Over to the far side in the neutral zone, taking back Chinikov to the near side. Novak back over to Chinikov, not able to control it. That would have been a beautiful goal opportunity. Top of the zone, Graves sending it back down, trying to connect with Malkin, not able to. Back in behind, over to the near side, Novak. Top of the zone, wing to wing, not able to connect. And Clifton able to just punch it right back in. And the Flames take it back as it would have been offside. Over to the near side of the offensive end, getting down low. Shot going to be redirected by Stu. Nice shot opportunity there by Coronado. Puck goes back into the neutral zone, taken back by Brustevich. And moving that puck back into the defensive end, go the Flames. Over to the near side, up into the offensive end. They're going to try and go, taken back by Graves, taken right back by Kadri. Shot, not able to get a clean shot off. Over to the near side, nice defense there by Graves. Kindle, not able to maintain it, but going to be taken by Brustevich. Back into the near corner, down low, flipping it up. Brazeau able to not clear it out. And now it's going to be taken back by Kindle. Up on through the neutral zone they go to the near side, into the offensive end, trying to hit Kindle again. Kindle looking for some help, not able to get it. And going to be moved out by Hanley. For the near side, temporarily going to be taken back by the Pens, but going to send it to Wolf, and we got a face-off coming off. An offensive zone face-off for the Pens, 14:07 to go here in the second period. All right, taking a look. Let's take a look at the Pens' upcoming schedule here real quick. Go ahead and take a look at that schedule, because I know they got the 3 more games on this road trip, or 2 more games on this road trip out west. Did you hear my take about our team? Let's see it. Let's see it. Taking a look, 14:07 to go in the second. Face-off going to be won by the Flames. Ball over to the far side, and the Flames are able to move it out. Here comes Coronado to the near side. Connecting off the stick of Backlund, back in behind the net of Stu. Over to the far side, puck going to be maintained by Sharon Govich, top of the zone. Over to the near side, shot by White Cloud, not going to go, but White Cloud again with it. Bring it around, top of the zone, shot again, going to get redirected wide. Ryan Russ trying to clear the zone, puck going to be kept in by Sharon Govich. Over to the top of the zone, ball, passing over, shot over to the near side, gets redirected again. Moving it up, in clearing it out, and being played by Wolf. Wolf with it, going to leave it back behind the net for White Cloud to the far side. He goes, back and across, over to the near, moving it up into the offensive end, and to the near side from Coronado, passing back, going to be taken back by the Pens. Here comes your chance, Lizotte, racing into the offensive end, but a nice defensive move there by Hanley, back in behind the net to the near side. Moving that puck up, here come the Flames, into the offensive end, Coronado, trying to connect over to the near side, pass going to be redirected by the Penguins, cleared out wing to wing, over to the far side, Dewar. Not able to maintain it though. Hanley going to get it back behind the net, and that's going to be Achari getting in there. Over to the near side, Shea playing aggressive on that puck as well. Lomberg not able to control it. Over to the near side, top of the zone, that's going to be Dewar wing to wing. Over to the near side, Dewar again. Dewar working that puck around, shot going to get redirected wide and up into the netting. Still sick. I've been dealing with the with this pain a little bit, so I'm trying to find a new balance where I'm not like killing my vocal cords every night. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. Maybe as I feel better, we'll get a bit more to what we used to do, you know? But just right now, I'm trying to find that new norm, so to speak, where I'm like not as killing my throat every night. Because I was dealing with that a fair bit. I think that's part of the reason why I got the throat pain to begin with. So, you know. Yeah, the Penguins have 2 more games on the road trip. It's going to be at Edmonton and at Vancouver, those being on Thursday and Sunday, respectively. Then they come back home for a little 3-game stand. You got Chicago on Thursday the 29th, New York on the 31st, the Rangers, and then the Senators on the 2nd, before going to the Islanders and to Buffalo on the 3rd and the 5th. Looks like we may be heading to the playoffs. This is cool and all, but let's set all that aside. Pittsburgh hockey fans, baby Pens, and their facility staff is built around building players. That is true. But the thing is, I think with the new coach, right? Oklahoma offline. I was doing a little bit of that today. I was doing a little bit of that, had a little bit of tea beforehand. That way I can kind of get back to where I was before. But I'm also trying to not be super loud and rambunctious as well, because I think being as loud as I was also was part of the problem. Because if I'm streaming 10 times a week on this, you know what I mean? Part of that is also draining it as well. But yeah, before the break, though, the Penguins have a pretty up and down schedule. Edmonton, that could be a toughie. Vancouver, Chicago, Rangers, Ottawa, I would expect them to win probably three, if not all four of those. At the Islanders could go either way, and at Buffalo is going to be a tough one because Buffalo is very hot right now. It's going to depend on how Buffalo goes into the break and how Buffalo is heading in their next few games. See how that's going to go. There's so many X-Pens and current Pens that become so good because they were / are here. Yeah, and that is true. And I think with the new head coach, the mentality is changing. I think what happened was you had an Andy Reid in Philadelphia football analogy for those football fans, where coaching is just getting stale. You know, Mike Sullivan's schemes were stale. His locker room was stale. Change was needed. Something was needed to reinvigorate the group. I think that was part of what happened. I mean, look at some of these players that are having career years. A chance, Shea, shot, not going to go. Over to the near side. Moving it up through the neutral zone. Going to be cleared back out. Chinikov going to give chase back in behind the net to the far side. Bring it around the near side. Top of the zone shot. Not going to go. Shea sending it back behind the net to the far side. Going to be maintained. That's my Malkin. Not able to control it. Coronado or Zeri now back in behind the net. Now Coronado. And over to the near side. Going to connect to the top of the zone. Here comes a chance. Shot by Uyghur. Going to go wide. Over to the far side. Malkin able to get there. Over to the near side, moving it up, clearing it out of the zone. And here comes your chance, 2-on-1 to the offensive end. A chance, Novak shot, gonna get redirected wide over to the far side. And moving up to the top of the zone, passing across, chance to the near side, down low. Could not punch it in, was Clifton. Back in behind the net, Novak looking for some room. Top of the zone, a chance shot by Clifton, gonna get redirected wide left. Kept in by Graves. Over to the near side to Mantha. Mantha back down to the far side. That's the other thing, Mantha's been going cold. We need him to get involved. But over to the top of the zone, working with it now to the near side, sending it in. And now the Flames are going to clear it out and get Kuznetsov and Uyghur off, who are both on roughly 80-second shifts. Back in behind the net, over to the near side. Down low to the far side they go. It's going to be Connor Clifton. Over to the near side to Ben Kindle. Kindle moving it up and into the offensive end he goes. Going to try and take a chance. A shot going to go wide right. And Wolf goes down. Top of the zone, near side shot, gonna get redirected again, and the Flames are going to move it out the other way. Here comes your chance, 3-on-2 into the zone, back into the neutral zone, taken back by the Penguins. And here we go, up onto the neutral zone, moving it into the offensive end. The Pens trying to find somewhere to go. They'll really control it. I noticed at first when Rucker McGroarty came here late last season, that is true, and I'm really bummed that he got sent down, but I'm okay with it. The thing is, I like that move. That's gonna be very beneficial to Rucker. Because McGroarty and Ville Koivunen both know what they need to work on from their time in the NHL. A chance for the Flames and not able to go. But still over to the far side. Sharon Govich down low. Put a pin in that real quick while they're on attack. Over to the near side. Over to the far. Taken back by the Penguins. But yeah, the thing is, those guys know what they need to work on, and they can work on that at the AHL level. It's better for them to get 20 to 25 minutes of ice time a night or per game in the AHL to work on that than it is for them to maybe get 10 minutes of ice time or 20 minutes of ice time in 1 out of every 10 games at the NHL level. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to work on that kind of stuff as much at the NHL level because they're going to be backup players. They're going to be, injury replacement reserves. And the Pens just iced the puck. White Cloud able to touch up. But that's part of the thing. That is part of the thing there. Is that, that's my thought. Billy and Rucker playing together. Exactly. And the thing is, they both can work on the stuff they need to work on for 25 minutes a night, give or take, in the AHL. Whereas if they're in the NHL, they might get one 20-minute game every 10 games. They can't develop in that environment. That place, your reserves should be for players who have kind of hit their ceiling. You know what I mean? Like they spent time in the AHL. This is where they're gonna settle. They're gonna be a rotational player. They're not gonna be able to really develop much, so to speak. You know what I mean? That's what your reserves are for. Whereas your AHL is for players who are still actively developing. Or players who aren't good enough to make the NHL but still want to play hockey and are still good enough to play at a professional level in the AHL. But over to the near side, top of the zone, White Cloud, wing-to-wing pass, over to Ball, in the Calgary offensive end of the near side shot. That was a wide-open net. That was very dangerous, but nice job by deflecting the shot by Klapka, by Stu. Over to the near side, White Cloud, wing-to-wing to Ball, Ball sends a shot, not gonna go. Redirected off some bodies, taken back by the Flames though. In that offensive end, over to the far side, over to the near side. White Cloud back down low again, back to the top of the zone, and not gonna go. Goes off the body of Wotherspoon, giving the back at that puck, and Parker Wotherspoon able to clear it out. That is exactly what the Penguins needed. Over to the near side, moving it up into the offensive end, and gonna be stopped by Stu, freezing that puck that was slowly skittering his way. But yeah, so that's why I like that move. Don't get me wrong, I love Ville Koivunen. Ville Koivunen is probably my favorite up-and-coming Penguin because he's just always in the play. He's just not generating points or goals, but he's always involved. He's always at the puck. They go from the AHL to ECHL to a beer league, roller hockey league. Exactly. But like, you know, so them going back to the AHL, they're still young. They're still going to be growing as players. So I'm totally fine with them being first line in the AHL to be able to develop those skills. For Ville Koivunen, being able to generate point opportunities as opposed to just getting to the puck. You know, for Rucker McGroarty, it's all his stuff that he needs to work. So I like that move. They can work on that in the AHL and generate real game scenarios. They can't do that in the NHL because they're going to be reserves. Like, oh, you know, Anthony Mantha gets hurt in the game. Whoop-de-doo. Now we got to send in Ville Koivunen. You know what I mean? That's not the way to develop players. So, air hockey at Chuck E. Cheese. Yes. Yes, eventually. The only exception to that is Jaromir Jagr because, like, isn't he, like, still playing hockey? Isn't Jagr still playing professional hockey, like, in Europe or something like that? Let me see. So here we go. Shea back in behind the net. Moving it around the near side, trying to hit Achari, moving it out. And going to get cleared all the way out for another Penguins icing. Yeah, like, isn't like Jagr still playing? Yeah, last I checked, he was too. Let's see. How dangerous was Chuck E. Cheese in the day? Don't get me started. There was an event in 1993 in Aurora, Colorado. Oh, man. But over to the far side, Shea gonna move it out, back in behind the net. And thank you, Matt Pat, for educating me on that way back in the day. But over to the near side, still only 1 point game. Exactly, Onion. It is still only a 1-goal game. The Pens have not been able to put the puck in the net, but they've been generating more opportunities than they were in the first. You guys still have those tunnels? Oh, Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh still got the tunnels. Tunnels got super ball. Pittsburgh tunnel got super ball. Brawl hell, Liberty troops all got super ball. But here we go. Shea up through center to the offensive end. And sending it around to the far side. Top of the zone. Maintained Graves. Over to Lizotte. Lizotte on the near side. Nowhere to go. Sending it down low. Back over to Lizotte. Top of the zone. And over to the far side. Shot going to get redirected and cleared out. Pittsburgh Bridges got Super Bowl. No. Roberto Clemente Bridge got Stanley Cup. Pittsburgh Bridges got Stanley Cup. And Pittsburgh Rivers got World Series. But here comes a chance over to Chinikov. Shot. He scores! Igor Chinikov on the goal. Beauty assisted by Gino. Wait, what? Chuck E. Cheese had had these tunnels under the stage and kids would suffocate? Bro, what? Did William Afton actually start like Chuck E. Cheese, bro? Oh my gosh. I used to work there fixing the games and animatronics. That must have been a pretty cool gig. As long as you didn't find any dead kid stuffed in the animatronics. But here we go, the Pens with a 2-0 lead. Over to the far side, moving it back into the defensive end for the Flames' ball. Over to the near side, Chinikov, unstoppable wrister, yes sir. A chance over to the near side, not able to go. Nice takeaway by the Penguins. Here comes Novak. Not able to connect, but now Novak with that puck. Over to the near side, over to the far. White Cloud going to get to it now for the Calgary Flames. And that puck going to go to the near side boards all the way back into the Pens defensive end, taken back by Gino. Over to the far side, and going to be icing by the Penguins. It was actually Clifton, my bad on that. But that's how Pittsburgh is. Pittsburgh Tunnels got Super Bowl. Pittsburgh Bridges got Stanley Cup. Pittsburgh Rivers got World Series. We had a room in the employee slash cover. The employee slash customer remains. Oh my gosh! I need Calgary to win. Race to the bottom is on. No. Pens got Super Bowl. Pens got Super Bowl. So Malkin, no, going the other way into the offensive end. Here comes a chance, a shot, gonna be gloved by Stu. A nice shot there by Coronado, gonna be denied by Skinner. So with 6:38 to go in the second, they are gonna go to yet another commercial break. All right. Let me see here. Yeah, he's still playing. He is still playing in the Czech league. Huh. He's played in 6 games this year, registering 1 assist, but a plus minus of -7 and 10 pims. Brother is averaging almost 2 pims a game. Right, OBG only here tonight? Agree to disagree. But Pens got Super Bowl. Oh man. Oh yeah. We shall see. Bro, he has spent a lot of time with Clyde now. But yeah, Yager's still playing. Yager's still playing. Wait, what? Oh my gosh. Bro, what? Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Man. But yeah, we shall see what we got in store. What do we got around the rest of the NHL real quick? Let's take a look. Let us take a look. We'll call him Jeremy Yager. Fair enough, bro. The Ducks up 1-0 over the Avs. Flyer are with 18:36 to go in the third. At the end of the second, the Flyers up 4-2 over the Mammoth. 12:32 to go in the second. Isles and Kraken tied at 1 apiece. Capitals and Canucks tied at 2 at the end of 1. Over to the far side, a chance, a shot gonna go wide. Over to the near side in our game here. The Pens working with it. Kindle across, taking it back down over to the near side, going to be moved up. That can be Ryan Graves over to Lizotte. Over to Kindle, shot, gonna go wide. Oh, Jagger. Oh, Jeremy Jack, yeah. I did not see that. Thanks, good catch. I did not see the double G. But a chance, a shot, not gonna go. Over to the far side. Down along the boards, gonna be taken back by the Penguins. Here goes Brazo, shot, gonna go wide over to the far side. And now again, Brazo with another chance, gonna be kicked away by Wolf, who flops on his back. And that puck gonna get cleared out. And gonna get moved back into the neutral zone to the offensive end for the Penguins. Down low with a chance. Not able to go. Kindle along the boards over to the far side. How is it going, Heather? Let's go, Pens, man. Let's go. That puck gonna get cleared out by the Flames. Wotherspoon with that puck to the near side. Gonna clear it up himself. And gonna be taken back by White Cloud to the far side on a wing-to-wing pass. Over to the near side, going to connect off of the stick of Yegor Sharangovich. Up onto the neutral zone. And into the offensive end. Gonna be taken back by the Pens. A chance in front for the Flames. Not able to go as they took it back. Over to the near side, White Cloud down low, looking for some help. Not going to have much as Wotherspoon getting in there for that puck as well. Gonna be tied up over to the near side. Another race for that puck, and the Pen's gonna come away with it. Wing-to-wing pass intercepted in the offensive end by the Flames. A cross-ice pass there into the offensive end. That's ball down low, looking for some help behind the net to the near side. Gonna connect up at the top of the zone for Backlund. Taking it down low. A lot of sticks in his way. Shot gonna go wide. Taken back by the Flames still. For now, up the top of the zone. Coronado down along the near side to Backlund. Or to Sharon Govich, my bad. Up top to White Cloud, back in behind the net. To the far side they go. Right up for that puck, gonna come away to the top of the zone, maintained by the Flames on the near side. Shot gonna go wide. And trying to move that puck up. Oh, now he wants to call. Wing-to-wing pass, shot, gonna go wide again. Back in behind the net, over to the far side. But now he wants to call. A chance, not gonna go again. Wing-to-wing, let's take it. Hey, Dad, how you doing? You're on stream.
What did you call me for?
Invictus said that the chat loves you and good night. I tried calling you and you didn't pick up.
That's because my phone was upstairs in the bedroom and I was downstairs watching the rest of a TV show.
Oh, I thought you went upstairs, like straight upstairs. That's why I was confused. I'm like, bro, why is he not picking up? Oh, man, but a shot gonna go wide. But yeah, chat loves you. If you have anything else you want to say in chat, now is your time. Otherwise, forever hold your peace.
What's the game?
What's that?
What's the score of the game?
2-0 Pens.
2-0.
Chinikov getting a big one and a bit of physicality on the near side.
Wow.
Heather showing love for you as well, Dad.
Got a point then in your fantasy.
Yeah, 2 points because Chinikov. Parker Wotherspoon really getting into it there with Morgan Frost after that.
But what is it in? Second period or third period?
Second, 3:17 left in the second, give or take.
Okay.
Got anything else you want to tell chat before we head off?
No. Go Pens.
Dad asking the only questions that matter. All right, we'll see you for the. Will you be around for tomorrow night's stream, Dad? 9 p.m. Pens Oilers.
A little bit. We'll see.
Let's see. Pause prediction: Pens blow the lead.
That's always that possibility.
All right. We'll say goodnight to Dad, everybody. He is hopping off the stream now. He was here earlier, and we're gonna go ahead and let him get some sleep because he got work in the morning.
Okay, see you. Bye.
But there we go. Oh, what are you? Okay. But yeah, so we are rolling here again. We did a little rundown around the rest of the NHL. As we are rolling, they're back at another commercial. Okay. That's an interesting move, though, is that Brian Flores is getting a defensive coordinator contract, so he can't be a DC anywhere else. He's going to have to be a DC at Minnesota or a head coach somewhere else. And Lawton had a penalty shot where he lost the puck, too. I saw that live. That was not a fun one. So, let's see. They're back here in Calgary. Okay. Hey, look at Global Greats. The Global Greats send off the Penn Senators on February 7th or 2nd at 7 p.m. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. How's Gino playing? This is a big game for him. He's been playing pretty solid, I would say. I mean, we've called his name a few times. He hasn't had really any shot opportunities, but overall, he's been pretty solid, I would say. You know, he's involved, but not like super involved to the point where we're calling his names. But here we go to the far side, and an offside on the Penguins. That goalie fight the other night looked like two female turtles fighting for territory. That's great. That is a great way to put it. Oh my gosh. So here we go. Under 3 to go in the second period. Far side offensive zone draw for the Penguins. The Penguinos ready to roll. Chinikov going to take the draw against Kadri. And the Flames going to win the draw. Back in behind the net to the near side. Connecting with Gradine. Over to the far side. Going to be moving it up. Sharon Govich. Over to the near side to the offensive end. Gradine. To the near side. Able to connect with Uyghur now. Going down low. Losing that puck. Behind the net. The Flames coming away with it. Top of the zone. Uyghur sending it back down behind the net. Over to the near side. Shot going to be denied by Stu. Over to the near side, moving it out, and does get cleared, but Kevin Ball with the puck for the Flames on a wing-to-wing pass. Into the offensive end, they send it. Over to the near side. Oh, now that image in my head. Oh, man, it's over to the far side. And moving it up through the neutral zone, here comes Gino. Sending it into the offensive ending to go for a change. Back in behind the net of Wolf to the near side. Moving it up, that's going to be off of the stick of Backlund to the offensive end. A chance down low. Sharon Govich going to send it wide over behind the net. Over to the far side. Moving it around over to the top of the zone. Shot. And a nice save by Stu. I found out what an II lemur was today. Huh? Have you ever played hockey and or other sports ball? So I never played hockey. I would love to be able to get on the, like I can skate. I can't really skate effectively backwards, but I can get pretty quick turns. Can't do the hockey stop. I would love to be able to get into like a beer league at one point down the road. Don't know that I have the skills though for it. But I do a lot of bowling actively. I got a chance to play, and I got a chance to go to Big Ben's football camp way back in the day. We ended up winning a contest. But the big thing is bowling. I also played soccer a little bit as a kid. You know, the standard stuff. But that's kind of what I do. That's kind of what I've done. I also golf a lot. I do golf a lot in the summer. If you're out there golfing in the summer, you might catch me. So over to the near side, the Pens take it up through the neutral zone. Let's take a look what an II lemur is. The Lomberg into the Penguins zone. Around that far side, behind the net, down low to the far side again. And around to the top of the zone. And that puck gonna get cleared out. Here comes your... Never mind. Novak could not control that puck, but into the offensive end, Lazat. Or was Dewar, my bad. Over to the far side. He sends it behind the net. Gonna be maintained by Hanley. You a one-handed or two-handed bowler? I am typically a one-handed bowler, but I do dabble with the two-handed occasionally whenever I'm looking to have some fun. But actually, yesterday I shot my first 700 in 5 years, over 3 games. So back in behind the net, gonna be taken by Wotherspoon. Over to the far side, 40 seconds to go in the period. And moving it around. Chance over the near side, not gonna go. Over to the far side, gonna be sent around from White Cloud. Tied up along the boards. Yeah, I'll show a picture tonight. I'll show a picture at the break here. Because I did get a picture of it. They use manual scoring. Up on into the neutral zone to the offensive end. A chance, a shot, not gonna go, but still losing front. And going to be cleared out by the Flames. 11 seconds to go. 10, 9 to the offensive end. Here comes a chance over the near side. Ball to the top of the zone to White Cloud. 3. A chance, a shot, he scores. With 2 seconds, 2.7 to go. Oh, son of a gun. That goal gonna be by Sharon Govich. Oh man, that's unfortunate. Was back down low, top of the zone, and it's actually gonna be credited the goal for Kirkland after a little bounce off the shoulder. Or White Cloud goes off of 2 bodies on the way in. Or no, it actually did go off of 17. It went off of Sharon Govich, not Kirkland. Wow. So here we go, and that is how this second period is going to end with the score. The Pittsburgh Penguins 2, the Calgary Flames 1. The Penguins end this period with 19 total shots on goal to 14 for the Flames, as the Pens are going to have to look at a new strategy going into this third period after that big breakdown at the end of the period. What in the world? Oh my gosh, an II lemur. That is like, oh my gosh. It's cute, but it's also like odd at the same time. It is cute but odd. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of the impression I'm getting. It is cute and odd at the same time. You know what that reminds me of? I know what it reminds me of. Oh my gosh. Penguins of Madagascar. Not Mort. Maurice. Maurice from Penguins of Madagascar. I knew that looked familiar. Penguins of Madagascar, Maurice. Maurice from the Penguins of Madagascar. That is exactly what it reminds me of. Oh, that's because he is an ii lemur. No wonder the ii lemur reminds me of Mort. Because Maurice, because Maurice is supposed to be an ii lemur. Oh my gosh. It has a long finger called a knocking finger. What? IIs are even more awesome when David Tenberg tells you about them. Bro, let me see here. II lemur knocking finger. What is the knocking finger? Hold on. We gotta, let's see, is this? Okay, we're gonna do this video. We gotta mute it though. Oh, that is a finger. That is indeed a finger. that is indeed a finger. Okay then. That is a finger. It's a finger that it uses to get into the hole and pull out some stuff. Okay. We're on the zoology channel tonight, apparently. Oh my gosh. Let me go over to my phone, share this image of myself, and then I need to black out the names of the people I bowl with, just, you know, for their privacy. Let me actually share, let me put both of these up. No, that's not what she said. That's not what she said. No, out of the gutter. Oh man. Go ahead and upload those photos to my Google Photos and then pull it up. That way I can show you guys what I did. Let's see. Let me go into the edit. Now, like, add like a marker. Pen. Let's see. I'm gonna use a black pen. Oh, well, that's not what I want to do. Undo that. Cross out the names of the people I bowl with, and we're gonna save a copy of this. I still have the original. I don't want to, you know, I know it only shows their first name, but I want to respect their privacy. Let's see, to the Penguins, one Pedersen. We'll take 3 cartons of cigarettes in return. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Save copy. Oh, I can show you guys kind of what I did. Okay. So now I am going to save image. Just save it under that. Why not? And we're gonna save image. Save it under that. Let's see. If I do this, oh, I have to open up both of them individually because this ain't Windows 11. Forgot this computer I run down here is not Windows 11. I run Windows 11 on my main system. Let me go ahead and add a source. Add a window capture. Add source. Let's see. Currently, the Steelers special teams coordinator. Yeah, the Gumwad is down in Tampa. That did come out today. We call it window capture 3. Photos app photos. No, where is it? Let me close this. Photos. Why can I not find it? That's the media player. That's Explorer. It's Microsoft Edge. Code Chrome. Let me try redoing this. Open this. Why are you not? And go here and go here. Not showing it. That's awesome. That is awesome. Let me go ahead and just, delete this because I don't need this. Let me go here, properties. And we're going to change this to this. Okay. Close, drag these down just a little bit. Okay, there we go. So, let me go ahead and minimize this real quick. Well, first off, I'll show you guys. This is the bowling ball I use. This is the bowling ball I used for the game, for all 3 games, 3-game series. It's the gem. It's a wonderful ball, especially the way I have it drilled. Bowled all 3 games with it. A little bit of multicolor action. But here is the piece de resistance. Look at that beauty. Whoop. Let me go. Boom. That's the beauty. Right here. You see game 1 right here. I'm the 3rd bowler. 231. Second game 247. Third game 224. That's how you frickin' bowl, man. That's how we bowled last night. 23 strikes as well across 30 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22. All right, 22. They counted 23, but it's actually 22. But still, 22 strikes across 30 frames. Granted, 3 of them came in 1 frame. I've been bowling about 11 or 12 years. Thereabout. Been over a decade of bowling. I do have myself a 300. I have a 300 ring. In fact, I think... Let me minimize this again. My highest was 150. I've been bowling for a while, and I also bowled collegiate. But let me see here. Do I have the video? Okay. I'm gonna share with you guys a video. We're gonna pull up a video here. This is me when I was bowling out in Indiana. Don't mind the back end audio. In fact, I'm probably gonna minimize that for copyright. Whoop, that's not what I want to do. This is my 300. This is my 300 here. You can see, I told him, like, I know giving you this is gonna cause it to not happen, but I'd rather have it. I'd rather have you record and me not get it because of that than not have it on video. This is the entire 10th frame. So at first ball, I thought I left it outside. It miraculously came back. I'm just like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? How in the world did that happen? But that was my 10 bagger. I still need 2 more. Still need 2 more here. And keep in mind, this is the first time I've ever gotten to 10 straight strikes. I've gotten to 9, I think, before, but never 9 off the beginning. So this was, I got to 9 off the beginning. I'm like, oh my gosh. So my legs, if you pay attention, you might be able to see a little bit of a shake right there in my legs. Here comes that 11th ball. Another beauty, just punching it right on in, knocking them all down. You can see I'm just like, okay, yeah, let's get it. Focus, let's get in the zone. Don't think about it. Don't think, don't think, don't think, don't think. Whatever you do, don't think. Oh man, need Subway Surfers and a Family Guy clip at the bottom. What, is my live commentary not doing it for you? So here was the last ball of that 300. This is my first time ever getting to this point. I just threw it and I'm like, just get there. Just get there, baby. Just get there. And the whole alley. The whole alley, just because, you know, people watch and people see. So people start talking and they're like, hey, watch out, this guy's going on a 300. And then the next person, they go to their person and say, hey, he's on a 300 pace, keep an eye on him. Then they go to their people, you know. So that's just how it is. So like, you know, everybody starts talking to everybody and everybody watches. The cool thing is, actually, they gave me this. They gave me this little tumbler. Let me they gave me this little tumbler for it too. MVP Lanes, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 300 Club. And fun fact, if you guys go to MVP Lanes, you guys will see my name on the list of people who have bowled a 300 there. Because it's all for sanctioned leagues. They have like a 300 list of, like, you know, these are all the people that have bowled 300s. These are the people that have bowled, you know, 700 series, 800 series. I don't know if I have a picture of my plaque. Let me take a look. Let me take a look if I have a picture of my plaque. Let me scroll way back in my phone. April. No, I might have got it back before I left. Also, curling's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it if you haven't gone curling like ever. I highly recommend it. Let me take a look. It's not on this phone if it is. If I do have it, it's not on this phone. So it do be unfortunate. But yeah, I got the little tumbler there because I joined the 300 club. So, you know, pretty cool day if I do say so myself. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. In fact, they actually, let me see here. Let me go onto Facebook. I know they put it on Facebook. Let me see. Let me see. I want to find this. Let me go. I'm not a robot. Just let me find this. My mom might have reposted it, so let's hope my mom reposted it, because otherwise I'm going to be digging through a year. We'll be digging through a year of posts. Yep, there it is. Open image in new tab. See, there's me, the night I bowled the 300. My plaque wasn't on there yet, but they take a picture of you in front of the 300 game wall and the 700. Again, if it's a 700 series, you'll be in front of the 700 series, but I'm in front of the 300 game because it's my, you know, it's a 300. So my name is now on this wall, somewhere right around in here, on a plaque. Pretty cool. Pretty cool the stuff they do with that. And of course, I got the ring. You guys have seen me wear the ring before. But open image in new tab and open image in new tab. But for a closer look, this is the ring. This is the 300 ring. I did it in the sanctioned league, so I have a 300 ring. You can get either a ring, a plaque, or a crystal trophy. Almost everybody goes for the ring. I mean, it's perfect. You can wear it out, whatever you want to do with it. And I got on the side of it, in fact, if you look at that, you see I got it custom engraved. 2724 Jason MVP FWIN, because I got it at MVP Lanes in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 300, and that little thing that says first. I paid $25 for the engraving, but it was well worth it. It was well worth the $25 spend to get that custom engraving. That way, when I'm old and geriatric, I'll always remember where I bowled my first 300. And so far, my only 300. So, and actually, I can show you guys the ball I used for that as well. I do have that on my Google Photos. I would show more of the game, but I also don't want to, you know, it literally has like almost everyone's full name. So, but that's the ball I did it with. The Storm Axiom, one of my favorite balls I ever had. In fact, it's such a good ball. I have 2 Storm Axioms, both drilled different ways, but like it is a ball that I highly recommend if you are into bowling. So, it's a really nice ball. I mean, a really nice ball. Let's go through other Google photos. What else do I have? Ah, yes, I have pictures of my new skates. Oh, not really new anymore, but those are the skates I got. The Bowers. Nice little Bowers. Those are my hockey skates. I love how we're just doing this while we're at the intermission of a hockey game. We also have a short that I did that came from this video. I made a short from this video. You guys can still see it on the channel. If you guys go back on this channel and go back to the earliest shorts I've done, you'll see a video like this. It's called Curling is Hard. This is my first time ever throwing a curling stone. Like, I just went plop. Oh man, and by the way, for those bowling balls, those higher end bowling balls can run you a couple $100 new, but you can also get them used as well for a bit cheaper. Just depends on what the person's willing to sell it for. But yeah, that was my first ever chance throwing a curling stone, and I made that into a YouTube short. So you guys can see that they did a free curling session at the Fort Wayne Curling Club for as part of like their Winterval, they called it. So that's kind of the cool thing. But wait, it's a 15-pounder. I use 15-pound bowling balls. So yeah. That's kind of the cool things. It's kind of the cool things. I have a lot of pictures from my college days, man. In fact, where is it? Where is that video? Where's the video? Oh, I don't have the video on there anymore. Oh my gosh. But I got to skate on hockey ice. Like actual professional hockey ice. In the ECHL, the Fort Wayne Comets let you skate on the ice after home games on Sundays. It's a must. It is a must. If you have a chance to skate on hockey ice, it is a must. What was this? I have no clue what this was. This was from Senior Project. I am scared of what this video is. We might have to take a look at that video as we get to the to a commercial break. Oh man. Ever throw a bowling ball backwards? I have actually, and I got a strike doing it. Years ago on an old channel I uploaded a video. I'm gonna have to see if I can find it. I'm gonna see if I can find it and maybe upload it as a YouTube short. It's like a fun off video, you know what I mean? I might have to do that. But over to the near side, and it's gonna be iced by the Penguins. It actually goes out of place. It's gonna be center ice. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at that video during the break, but I'll have to find that video as well. It was a bowling trick shot I did. This was about 8 years ago. I was throwing a ball backwards trying to get a strike, and I managed to get it. Uh-oh, Piscatio. The Penguins taking it out of the defensive end over to the near side. Here comes Brian Rust. Gonna try and hit, but gonna be taken back by a White Cloud over to the far side. We got the Lucky 7 line. Raquel, Crosby, Rust. Battling in that corner over there. Backlund, White Cloud in there. Raquel and Rust for the Penguins. Crosby on the verge on the outside as well. Puck eventually going to jar loose. Taken by Rust. Back in behind the net. Wrapping around. Still pushed in and he scores! Is it Brian Rust or Sidney Crosby? It's one of the two. It's one of the two that got the goal. Brian Rust or Sidney Crosby. My girlfriend did, but let's just say she wasn't looking towards the pin, or she was looking towards the pins. I wasn't. I was not cheating. I'm gonna find that video when we go to a commercial. Man. We'll see. Who gets the goal? Is it Crosby? I think it's Crosby that gets the goal, which is good for fantasy because Brian Rush gets an assist. Go. Let's fucking go, boys. I am making up ground. So here we go. Back on into the offensive end for the Flames. Going to be taken back by the Penguins to the near side. Gino going to flip it out to the neutral zone. Bodies come together and the Pens are going to get hit with tripping. Ah, shoot. Back in behind the net. Going to be Gino going to the bin. Or not Gino. It's going to be Tommy Novak, it looks like. Going to the bin for tripping. Flames going on their first power play goal. Yep. Flames are going on their first power play. But, again, this is the first power play the Flames have had tonight. The Pens are playing incredibly disciplined hockey. This is the first time that visiting team sin bin's been used tonight. So here we go. Near side draw, going to be cleared out of the zone. Giving chase, and that's going to be Uyghur giving chase. Back in behind the net, over to the far side he goes. Moving it back towards the near side. And going to pass it back. Moving it up with some speed now to the offensive end. Nazem Kadri over to the near side. That's going to be over to Gradine. Back in front of the net. A nice deflection by the Penguins. Back in behind the net to the far side they go. And going to get moved around that far side board. So the Pens do clear the zone. Let's freaking go, boys. Let's freaking go. Back in behind the net. Dustin Wolf going to play it over there for number 86. That's going to be Joel Farabee. Back to Kadri. Over to Kadri again into the offensive end. Passing wing to wing up to Uyghur. Over to the near side. And the Pen's going to get control and clear it out again. That penalty kill is doing their freaking job. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Up through the center ice area into the offensive end. Gonna go Connor Zary over to the near side. Taken back by the Pens briefly, forcing the Flames to reset. Over to the far side, over to the near. Zary backing around the near side boards again. Top of the zone with a chance. Across to the far side. I wouldn't say that yet the game is over, Heather. Pens have blown bigger leads in the third period. Over to the far side, Lizotte able to force the Flames out of the zone, taken back by Morgan Frost. Over to the near side. And back in behind the net to the far side. The Pens going to clear it out. Has our defense or goalie been getting better? I think the problem with the Penguins was they were not playing defense. They're starting to play defense again. They are finally starting to play defense. Their philosophy in December was, who cares if we give up 5 goals if we just get 6? And then they wouldn't get the 6. So, power play does expire. Flames take it back behind the net over to the near side. So I think the defense really has been showing up. And Stu was the one that was being pressured. The goalies were being pressured all the time because the defense was not being played. They were faced with breakaway chances, prolonged zone attacks. That was the problem that the Pens were facing. It was not the goalies that were the issue. It's the fact that when you're faced with 3-minute shift after 3-minute shift after 3-minute shift after breakaway after 3-minute shift after breakaway, something's gonna give, and you're gonna let up some goals. You know what I mean? You can only be so good for so long. But now that the defense has more of a combined IQ than a singular college player, they're actually starting to win games. I mean, granted, playing more all right teams is also helping, but I think they've been playing well even against some measuring sticks. I mean, look at Tampa Bay. They took Tampa to overtime. In December, they would have got blown out by Tampa. It wouldn't have been close. So Mantha over to Kindle to the offensive end he goes. And not able to control it into the corner. So that's the thing. It's those kind of games. The Tampa Bay game. Yeah, they lost, but it was a shootout. And it was a game that in December they would have gotten their butts handed to them. So I'm liking where this team is right now. Yeah, so Sheila and Skinner have been phenomenal. And the thing is, I'm not saying they weren't phenomenal during the collapses and during December. The problem is that you can be phenomenal, but when you're faced off against, let's say, 3 breakaways a game in 4 3-minute shifts a game, you're going to let up at least 3 goals on those. At least 3 or 4 goals on those chances alone. You know what I mean? When you're not playing defense and you're basically being forced to defend against prime chances, there's only so much you can do. The Flames do ice it. So that's part of the issue with the Penguins, that they were not really playing good defense, which was making these goalies' great performances be taken away because they're letting up 6 goals. As you're getting back into hockey after 8 years of not watching cable. Oh, I get it. I get it, man. But over to the far side, the Flames going to move it up through center to the offensive end along that far side, moving it around, down low shot, not going to go. That chance there from Backlund, and the puck gets cleared all the way out. Going to be taken now by Kevin Ball, back in behind the net to the far side he goes, working towards the near side, going to pass it up. Again, the Flames from right to left, the Pens from left to right like it was in the first. Wing to wing pass over to the far side, passing up through center into the offensive end, Achari, but heavily contested. Back in behind the net over to the near side, and the puck goes out of play. You got a whistle. But yeah, that's part of your problem. You know, the problem was never. I might be the outlier on this, but the problem was never really purely the goaltending. The bigger problem was the defense. You know, and now they're playing it again. Now you're going to have occasional problems of run support. You know, we had that with the Tampa Bay game, but again, it's Tampa frickin' Bay. So, here we go. Far side draw. Pens going to be taking this one in the offensive end. And the faceoff going to be won by the Flames. Over to the far side. Going to clear it out. Taken back by Wotherspoon. Into the neutral zone he goes. And passing it up into the offensive end. Giving chase into the corner. Back in behind the net. Gino to the far side. Taken back by Gino, not able to control it though. Taken right back over to the near side. That's going to be Kuznetsov. And taken back by the Pens, dumping it into the offensive end they go. Back in behind the net of Wolf to the far side. Moving it up as we cross under 14 to play in the third period. And into the offensive end they go. Malkin go home. Hello from Russia. How's it going, man? How's it going? So we'll see, but Malkin has been playing pretty good. Malkin has been playing really good this year. Man. I was surprised Crosby, Rust, and Malkin were still playing. A pleasant surprise. The thing is, Crosby is like the Brady. Over to the far side, the Flames moving it along the board. We'll pick this up after the goal. Into the neutral zone, taking it back over to the near side. The Pens get possession and going to leave it into the offensive end where the Flames take it right back behind the net to the far side. Moving it up over towards the near side they go. Malkin's the old man. That is true, but he's also still playing at a very elite level. So the Pens back in behind their own net. I mean, same thing with Crosby. I mean, they're all old. Him, Tanger, and Crosby, Tanger, and Gino. They're all on the older end. You know, I mean, I think Crosby's the more fit out of the 3, the more ready to play. If I'm not, if I'm being purely honest. Oh, never mind. We didn't get a Calgary goal. It just glitched to 0 and then back to 1. Okay. I was scared for a second. Oh, man, but the Pen's going to clear it out of the zone, taken back by the Flames at center ice. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that Crosby, he treats his body like Brady did. Tom Brady, went through so much sacrifice to keep his body and football playing shape. We'll see, man. We'll see. Have yourself a great night, man. But yeah, that's the thing. Is that Crosby goes through all of that prep to keep his body at the top of his level. You know what I mean? Gino does it to a point, but Crosby is like the king of that. And then Tanger is still there. Tanger is still there just being Tanger. So the Pen's going to move it up into the offensive end. Going to be taken back by Kuznetsov to the near side for the Flames. Back in behind the net to the far side he goes. Moving it around the near side. I bet Lemieux could still play. He probably could still play, but he would have lost a step in terms of speed probably by now. Not saying that he couldn't be effective, but he'd be more relegated to an Ovi type role. More of a stand and shoot kind of guy as opposed to a up and down every second of every play. But over to the near side. A chance of shot going to be redirected over to the near side corner. The Flames up at the top of the zone. Kuznetsov not able to keep the zone. Taken back by the Pens. Here's a chance. Lizotte into the offensive end. Can't control the puck. Bodies collide and hit the boards. And over to the near side. Thankfully, everybody's all right from that collision. That's Jack St. Ivany. Wing to the far side. And a chance of shot. Not able to get there. And the Flames take it right back
clearing it out all the way over to the near side. Going to be taken by Jack St. Ivany. Back in behind, over to the near side he goes, moving it up through the center ice area. Up onto the far side. Hello! Over to the far side they go. That's always a pleasant surprise. Over to the near side, moving it along the board, taken back up by Nazem Kadri to the offensive end. Can he maintain control along the side? Shot from the top of the zone, not going to go. Over to the near side, Jack St. Ivany going to pass it up. That going to be to Tommy Novak. Novak looking for somewhere to go, taking it down low himself. He shoots, he scores! Tommy Novak! With 10:41 to go, the Pens going to take a 4-1 lead. A 3-goal lead, 21 shots on goal for the Pens to 17 for the Flames. I fell and I can't get up. Oh my gosh. Lemieux could probably still be effective, but he'd probably be more of like a 10-goal-a-year kind of person. Pens have to be stupid to blow it. They did it in December. They did it in December. I'm not saying that they're going to, but when you blow 6 or when you blow 5-1 to lose in overtime purely in the third period, in the latter half of the third period, I wouldn't put it past them. But if you guys are enjoying the content, man, please drop a like, drop a sub, always appreciated. We are on the road to 1,000 subs, trying to hit it before the end of Stanley Cup Finals. Never over. Pens want to make a statement here, 10-1. Yo, that would be awesome. But here we go. Imagine a Walker with, bro, they have that. They have that. Not in the NHL, but they have that. You go to a skating rink, you'll see little kids with a little walker things, like the skating aids to help them get the right balance. Over to the near side, that's going to be Clifton trying to move it out of the zone. And going to go back through the defensive end of the Flames, taken back by Calgary. Over to the far side, to the near side, into the offensive end. Down low is going to be Klapka looking for some help. Not going to get much. Trying to take it towards the net. Puck going to be redirected around, taken back by the Pens. Brazeau clearing it up on into the offensive end, taken back by the Flames in the defensive end as the Pens go for a line change. Over to the far side, back into the corner, into the near side. Down low, Sharangovich in there, taken back by Jack St. Ivany. Over to the far side, St. Ivany going to move it up and clear it out. No icing. Wolf going to play it. Over to the near side, the Flames go off the stick of Sharangovich, clearing it all the way out, and going to be a Calgary icing. Who's the best Penguin before Mario? I honestly couldn't tell you, man. I know there were a lot of bad teams. I do know that. There were a lot of bad teams before Mario came on the scene, bro. Oh, man. But we shall see here. Got a draw coming up on the near side, the Pens offensive end. That's Ryan Shea sending it towards the net, not going to go. Over to the far side, Raquel getting there, down low into the corner to the near side. Moving it up now, the Flames along the boards and going to clear it all the way out. And it's going to be Calgary icing. All right. We will see if we have any other updates from around the rest of the NHL. Let us see. Around the NHL, the Ducks and Avalanche tied at 1 apiece. Flyers and Mammoth also tied at 4 apiece. Racking up 3-1 at the beginning of the third over the Islanders. And the Canucks up 4-2 over the Capitals with 50 seconds to go in the second. Let's go Vancouver, baby. Let's go Canucks. Take down those Capitals. Then lose the rest of your games. A chance. Coronado going to send it around the near side. Not able to connect. Tied up along the boards. Raquel trying to move it away. And the Pens ultimately going to get that puck cleared out. Get back in. And it's going to be Penguins icing, actually. You're getting icing after icing after icing. But that Ducks Avalanche game, by the way, is in a shootout. For the record, they are in a shootout. And that Flyers Mammoth game has 20 seconds left in the third. They're almost assuredly going to overtime. It looks like the theme of the night is overtime. For the playoff chance of the Pens, it's pretty solid. At last I checked. Let me pull up Money Puck. All right, so gonna get cleared on into the offensive end for the Flames. Not quite though. Here comes a chance doer around the near side. Not able to maintain possession.
Or 4 Penguins and Mary Poppins. Yes, those are your best Penguins before Mario. Yes. There you go, over the top of the zone. Kulak shot gonna go wide to the far side. The Ducks winning in a shootout, 2-1. Oh, here we go. Flyers and Mammoth also starting overtime. But the Flames moving it up off of the stick of Gradine. Into the corner, Lizotte playing aggressive defense. Nice job. Over to the far side. Top of the zone, the Flames. Moving it around. Over to the far side in front of the net. Going to be taken right back by the Penguins. Off the stick here of, I believe, Jack St. Ivany. Nope, that's actually going to be Kulak. Into the offensive end. Can't maintain possession. That's going to be taken right back by Joel Hanley. And the Flames over to the far side. Moving it up from Bushnevich. Into the offensive end of the near side. And going to be taken by Hanley down low and behind the net to the far side. Trying to connect to the top of the zone to Bushnevich. Bushnevich not able to maintain a shot and going to be sent around by Hanley. Back in behind the net to the far side. Nice redirect by Clifton. Top of the zone. Brustevich not able to maintain it. Now Malkin across ice over to the far side. Down low for Chinikov. Chinikov around the net to the far side. Going to be taken right back by the Flames. And moving it all the way to the near side. And puck played with a high stick. And Flames messed up my whole parlay. Bro, man, I don't know what you were expecting. I mean, not to sound like crude, but like the Penguins were by far the better team. Pens also had a 61.7% chance to make the playoffs for the record Onion. They have, according to Money Puck, a 30.3% chance to make the second round, 13.4% to make the third round, 6.1% chance to make the finals, and a 2.9% chance to win it, which are not hateful odds right now. Better than Montreal. It's, close to the Panthers. Very close to the Panthers, actually. The Panthers, I think, are at Canadiens are at 3.2. But the Panthers are at 2.6. So, they're not far off the Panthers. Close. They're basically right on with the Bruins. I mean, that's not hateful odds. Not hateful odds. I like where this team's at right now. This is going to be a revenge game? I could see it. I could see it, but let's see. I think people think Flames are good because of the name, logo, jersey. I mean, they have gone toe-to-toe with some good teams. They have gone toe-to-toe with the Kraken. They've gone toe-to-toe with other teams this year. It's just they don't have anything sustained. That's the problem with the Flames, that they just cannot sustain what they do. But let me try and find that video of me doing that backward strike, because I know we talked about it earlier. Let me take a look and see if I could find it. I need to go digging through some old channels of mine, but I think I can find it. What was this channel? Let me double check. It was a channel that somebody hacked and renamed every video, which I was not a big fan of. Let's see. Where? There it is. Let me go ahead and go into the details and just call it like an epic strike. So here we go, back in behind the net. And here we go. Back in behind the net of Wolf. Over to the near side they go. And ready to roll. Up through the center ice area, back over to the near side. It's even if they don't win it all, to be honest. Honestly, making the playoffs and being competitive in the playoffs is a win. That is a win in my book for this team that had no real expectations. A nice chance by the Flames. Not able to convert, but still a nice effort. Back and around the near side, along the boards, moving it up, taken back by the Pens. Dewar gonna clear the zone. And over to the far side they go. They're taken by the Flames. 6:06 to go and rolling in the third period. I mean, I think this Pens team can legitimately win it all in the next 2 years. I really think they can. I'm being completely honest. I really think they can. But here we go. A chance up on into the neutral or the offensive end of the Flames. When I was a kid, I thought Cincinnati Bengals was the coolest football team until I learned about their stats. Dude, back in the day as a kid, they had the best look. They did. The Bengals really did have a really good look. They just aren't that good of a team. Even as a Steeler fan, I got to admit, their jerseys do go pretty hard. That puck going to be in the Pens offensive end. Going to be kicked out by the Flames. The Pens take it back in the defensive end. Over to the far side of the offensive end. Here comes your chance, taken back by Calgary. Over to the near side of the offensive end, off the stick of Lomberg. Tied up. The Bungles, exactly. Exactly, the Bungles. So moving it back up into the offensive end they go. Backing around the corner on the near side, and we got a whistle. Puck out of play. Let me go ahead and open up this video, and let me share with you guys my heckin' epic strike. This is going to be an old Jason, for the record. Since we're going back to commercial. This is that strike I was talking to you guys about during the second period, or second intermission, when I said that I got a backward strike. You were sad to see them lose to the Super Bowl, though? True. But here we go. This is 8 years ago now, almost 9. I believe it's going to be 9 in the spring. Look at that beauty. Look at that. He's going to come back. He's going to come back. He's going. Let's go. Look at that. And that is an old Jason right there. Or young Jason, I guess. That is a young Jason. That is a very young Jason. I mean, look at that face. Bro, look at that face. That face is somewhere underneath all of this. Oh my gosh. But like, I'm looking and I flip it back. And look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. Okay, let me see here. Did they change the Crosby roll to a Rust goal? They might have. Let me take a look back at that Penguins game. Go back into Gamecast. Third period. Yeah, they did change it back to a Brian Rust goal, assisted by Crosby and Raquel. That shot was sweet behind the back, though. Yeah, that was a pretty cool one, if I do say so myself. That was that strike I was talking to you guys about. But yeah, they did change it to a Brian Rust, assisted by Crosby and Raquel. So, moving it around now. And trying to take it back in the offensive end. But the Flames take it over to the near side along the boards. 4:51 and rolling. How many shots on goal does Crosby have? Crosby has 1 shot on goal, 1 block, 1 assist. That is his stat line for tonight. Over to the near side. Got to do more Rocket League teammate pinch shot. Got to do the Rocket League teammate pinch shot, huh? I've never played Rocket League. I've never played Rocket League. I know the concept. It's like car soccer, but I never played it. So okay. So here we go. 4.5 to go here in this third period. Offensive zone draw. And let's see. Gonna be kicked out by Sharon Goach. It's a soccer. All right, so now into the offensive end. A chance, a shot. Ooh, that looked like it could have been a goal. Over to the far side. The Pens still in the offensive end, moving it around. And the Flames are going to clear it out of the zone. Giving chase to the near side is going to be Kulacker. Over to Malkin. Malkin over to the near side again. Going to connect. I believe that's going to be off of Novak. Over to Malkin. Malkin down low. Wrapping it around to the top of the zone. There's Bagel. Also, you missed my last message. Let's see. Oh, let me go ahead and take a look at here. Let's see. While people are talking about the past, never forget, in this offseason, people were predicting the Pens to be in last place. Exactly. After the firing of longtime head coach Mike Sullivan, you know, nobody knew what the Pens were going to do. The Pens were basically Pandora's box. You don't know what you were going to get. Or, as Forrest Gump would say, a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. You don't know what's inside. Mantha passing across the red zone, not able to connect. And moving it out the other way. Here comes a chance for the Flames into the offensive end. And working around the near side, Klapka looking for some help. And that puck gets cleared out. 3:08 to go and rolling in the third period. But yeah, Bagel is upstairs. Bagel's upstairs probably laying down in bed with Mom. But over to the near side, that puck gets cleared out yet again. So the Flames going to move it around that far side. That one's Bagel. Bro, Bagel, like, if I'm just down here myself, Bagel will not, like, come to me when I'm alone. So, that's the thing. Bagel will not just follow me on my own, but, like, if I'm on the same floor as my dad, she'll come over. If I'm over with my mom, she'll come over. You know what I mean? But if I'm on a floor by myself, Chance Doer's shot gonna hit iron and not gonna go. But yeah, you know, if I'm on a floor by myself, like if my parents are downstairs watching TV and I'm upstairs, Bagel's not gonna follow me. If I'm on, you know, the basement by myself and my dad's on the third floor or second floor, my mom's on the first floor, she's not gonna come down for me. But, you know, when dad's down here, sometimes I gotta crush her with a treat, you know, with a little bit of jerky, but you know, she'll come down. Man, let's see here. But man, if you guys are enjoying the stream, bro, drop a like and sub to the channel, man. We are only one sub away from this next minor goal. And if you guys are sticking around talking, you know, sticking around through us talking bowling, talking, you know, Bagel, all that fun stuff, you know, I think it's worth it. Box of chocolates, you're gonna get chocolate. Box of unicorns, that's a mystery. No, but what was that quote from Forrest Gump? Life is like a box of chocolates, you don't know what's inside, or whatever it is. Is game over or 2 minutes? No, 2 minutes is not too long, I don't think. I would say this game is all but secured for the Penguins. At this point, you just gotta wrap it up. Best pen stream on the tube. Thank you, Walker. Greatly appreciate it, bro. Greatly appreciate it, bro. You know, the thing is, I gave it a try, and I was wondering why some of the hockey streams were doing as well as they were. Bro, as soon as we get 666, I'm literally going to subscribe on another channel just so we can skip that, because, like, bro... No. No. I am a strong Christian, so no. As soon as that happens, I am going to be pulling up on another channel and just dropping a sub just to bypass that number entirely. Oh man. I don't do it often, but I will do it to skip by that number. Oh man. But yeah, part of the reason is, as I was doing the streams, I was wondering why some of them were getting as big as they were. Man, much love, Robert. Much love to you, brother. You're freaking awesome. You are freaking awesome, brother. It's all cool, Invictus. It's all cool. Oh, man. But yeah, I was wondering why some of those streams are doing well, and I did some research. I don't know why, but like nobody does any other like commentary hockey streams like for the league in general. Like I know I focus Penguins, but like nobody does anything in general. You know what I mean? Like almost like a Tom Grossi-esque kind of thing, but for hockey. So like I volunteer as tribute. I volunteer as tribute. So, you know, I figure I enjoy covering hockey. If people want to sit here and spend time, that's why I found you. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. But like nobody does commentary on the NHL in general. Like I look up a lot of stuff for like hockey games, and a lot of times you just see a modified Game Center stream. Like, bro, why would I want to watch that if I could just take a look at the Game Center on my phone? You know what I mean? If I want to watch a stream of coverage of it, I want to watch someone covering the game. But up on into the offensive end, a chance in front of the net, not able to control, and a Penguin is buried in the net. Where's the whistle? Who was buried? I think it was Lizotte that was buried in the net. He couldn't get out of the net. Yes, sir, Doom. Yes, sir. Much love to you, brother. You are freaking awesome, bro. So back on into the near side, moving it up on into the offensive end for the Flames. Back in behind the net, over to the near side. They go to the far, and it's going to be taken now. Chinikov, under 90 seconds to go here in regulation. Up on into the offensive end, Malkin looking to go up top, and pass going to be deflected, taken back by the Flames. Now we're at 70. Let's see. I noticed recently, Jason wannabes are popping up. Huh? Bro, there's no way anyone's imitating me. There's no way people want to, bro. We're not even like a big channel, bro. We're like still small. Like, who would even be wanting to imitate this channel? Like, this channel is not proven success, bro. This is just a fun little hobby thing. This is not a proven success channel. But over to the near side, and no icing. Oh, for other teams? Yeah, but like those people were, I think, were doing it long before I was, though. I think I kind of was the new one on the scene this year. I mean, I could be wrong, but from what I saw, a lot of people were coming in, you know, before me, and I kind of came in late. You are the Penguins guy? Yes, sir. A chance, a shot, not able to go. Left in, gonna send it back in behind the net to the far side. Yeah, I mean, I've seen, like, there's a guy that does, like, Canadians games. There's a guy that does, like, Toronto sports, like the Leafs, Raptors, and all that kind of stuff. We got a little bit of a fight there. Brazeau's sharing some words with Kadri. And this game is 3, 2, 1, win. The Pittsburgh mother-loving Penguins are going to win this one 4-1 over the Calgary Flames. 25 shots on goal for the Penguins, 19 for the Flames. This Penguins team looking really good. Bro, what? Hold on. Let's I not that I don't believe you, but like I don't believe you. Let me go and pull up a YouTube tab here. Let me pull up a YouTube tab just to see here. Let me go on over to the channel over here. Again, not that I don't believe you, but I don't believe you. So let's go ahead, take a look. Game wrapped up here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this, 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 or this. Let's see. Oh man, NHL coverage live. Let's see, we got Toronto Sports Insider. What's this guy? Oh, again, these are the ones that drive me nuts. The stream I'm hovering on right now, this Toronto Maple Leafs versus Detroit Red Wings. Bro, this kind of stuff drives me up a freaking tree. Why would I watch your stream? Interactive chat. But like, if there's no commentary, what's the point, bro? What's the point of clicking on this stream apart from just going to NHL Game Center or ESPN Game Center? You know what I mean? I guess you got like all the other scores along the side. I mean, the layout's kind of nice, but like, you know, at least with this, you got a guy reaction to the game. You know what I mean? And this guy has been probably doing it for what years? 108,000 subscribers. I mean, I might have refined. Yeah, he's been doing this for a while. But like, you know, I might have helped redefine what some of this can be. You know, and for that, I'm kind of, you know, I am just kind of catches me off guard, but like, I'm not a pioneer of the live covering and reacting to hockey, bro. I've seen people do this kind of stuff. I try to provide my own take, and I think I did a decent job of trying to take my own take on the idea. But like, these people have been doing it for a while. So like, you know, again, Maple Leafs on 4/12/25. So, you know, again, he's a Maple Leafs kind of guy. Let's see, what other ones do we got? Oh, there's my stream from the Pens Flyers one a couple months ago. There's another one of those channels. This guy again, another one, but again, Billy Blue tonight. Let's take a look at the NHL scores. Pens won. The Kraken absolutely BTA a little bit there. Canucks over the Capitals. If you like zoology stuff, check out Clint's Reptiles. I'm gonna take a look at that. Flyers blowing. Oh, I don't know that I would say the Flyers blew it. Oh no, they did have the lead. They did have the lead. I thought the Mammoth had the lead, but no, the Flyers had the lead. They had the 4-2 lead, didn't they? Wow. Clint's Reptiles is legit. Well, I might need to check out Clint's Reptiles. But yeah, I mean, again, I might have evolved what this is and what hockey coverage should be. So this guy doesn't seem to do, I mean, he does a little bit, but he's not like as often. But like, you know. How's it going, Tromboner? But yeah, I mean, I don't think I really pioneered the idea. I might have refined it again, but you know. That's kind of my thought on it. But you know, I appreciate every single one of you, honestly. I mean, you know, if it weren't for you guys, I'd just be a guy blabbering in my basement talking sports, you know? Talking hockey, talking football, talking whatever. You know? Let's see. Wait, you do not live stream Buffalo? Wait, what? Oh, Justin, wait, you do not live stream Buffalo versus... Let's see. Those are a fun team to see grow. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a little confused, Justin, by your message. I might not be fully grasping. Way you do not live stream Buffalo versus P. We're talking Penn Sabres on the 5th. Probably not gonna. Oh, Buffalo versus Predator. Let me see. I had that on the streaming schedule, didn't I? No, I didn't. No, Buffalo versus Predators. Let's see. Though I missed the Yotes. They are pretty, you know, the Yotes were pretty chill. Really blows because it's the butthole of Pennsylvania. Yes. Yes. Neighbor schedule. Let me pull it up here real quick. Let's see. Sabres, Predators. Yeah, that was Tuesday. I bowl on Tuesdays. Plus, we are a more Penguins channel, you know, if I had to pick a team to stream. But you know, Buffalo is a fun team to watch. We kind of just try to do as much as we can. It was a 5-3. Yeah, I did see that 5-3 win. That is a big win. So, for sure. But yeah, I am taking a look at the streaming schedule for next week as well. I'm looking into that. It's gonna get released later tonight. And let me see, where did I have it? Let me reload. No, it was I have a 6-game slate next week. I'm trying to kind of limit the streams a little bit because my voice was kind of hurting a little bit. So streams are gonna be a little bit more limited for a short time, just to kind of see what it does with the channel, how the voice, you know, fares on that. But yeah, so our next stream will be tomorrow night. We'll be live at 9 p.m. Eastern, give or take, depending on what happens with the church function I help at. I help with setting up for the sermons. But yeah, we'll be live for Penguins versus Oilers tomorrow. On Saturday, we'll be live for Sabres and Isles. Sunday, we got Pats at Broncos at 3 p.m. And then 6 p.m., we got Pens versus Canucks. Monday, we got the Utah Mammoth taking on the Lightning. And then on Wednesday, we got the Avs at the Senators. And yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I try to stream as much as I can while still being mindful of my voice right now. But I really enjoy it, man. I really enjoy it. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by Stanley Cup playoffs. So absolutely. But I do think I am going to wrap it up here. If you guys did enjoy, drop a like, drop a sub. Always appreciated. Much love again. We are only one sub off of 670. Maybe we hit that before the next stream. It'd be pretty cool if we could do that. But with that, I will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll see you, Tromboner. See, Jason's become my favorite NHL commentator. Well, I appreciate it, Heather. I really do. Have a great night. And with that, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one. Good night, Onion. Good night, Heather. Good night.